unmute myself. There we go. That would have been terrible. And see, and this is why we're doing this stream. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Save Point with me and Zuli. Today's segment is called Content Creation Be Hard. And we have Miss Game Queen, aka GQ, as our guest. GQ, how are you? First off,
I'm alert
okay.
now. Am I fully awake? None of y'all business. We here today, ain't we?
I hear that. I feel that for sure. Zuli, how are you?
I am doing good. But definitely a little with my sore throat, so I can't complain though. But doing good, doing great. Coming back with an episode, so excited.
Yeah. For those that don't know, we do these monthly. We switch up the segment every time. That's a story for later. There's something I want to say about the last episode, but it kind of relates to this whole.
Ugh.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm gonna get into. But yeah. Content creation be hard. This was an idea that I've had since sometime last year, I want to say, even before Save Point was a thing, just to talk about, like, we don't get a chance to stop and either reflect on our own streaming careers or even just get a chance to, like, I don't know, complain about it. Like, here and there we talk about like the struggles and stuff, but never, like, maybe people have like gotten on stream and had panels and talk about like how hard this actually is, because we make it look easy, I feel like, but there's a lot of things that go on behind the camera and all that good stuff. So wanted to have a whole stream of that, and when Zuli and I started doing Save Point, I was like, this would be the perfect segment to just not only us two just talk about it, but bring on certain guests, like a lot of our friends and a lot of people who I've never collaborated with before. Like, I kind of limited my viewpoint of it so far, but I was like, just put everyone on the list, and like, just the worst they could do is say no if you ask.
Right. No shot.
Yeah. So it'll be a good like opportunity to collaborate with other people and figure out people's stories. So with that, I'm gonna ask the first question. We have a couple questions specifically for GQ, but also that we're gonna ask for every guest. I'm gonna start with the first like broad question. When did you start content creating, and what's kind of like your content creator origin story?
Oof. So you know what's crazy? You know when you're doing something and you don't even realize it's a thing until you're like, oh shoot. So I was cleaning up my Mac and switching stuff, and I found like old videos, and I realized I used to do this. Like, I had like a little video diary, but I was just like, I'd be damned if I tell somebody about it. But I would just talk and just to get my feelings out and just get used to seeing myself. And then, you know, fast forward, I think it probably been, what is it? So I think that was like 2011 or some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in like 2016, a guy from my job was like, oh, you should really do this thing called Twitch. He's like, you game and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, what the? So I had no idea what he was talking about, but one of my favorite artists, Paper Frank, so I followed him on Instagram, and I was like, oh, I loved his art, and he was saying he was going to Twitch. I'm like, hey, this artist I really like, he's going on to Twitch, like, I'm gonna check it out. He's like, yeah. And he's like, but yeah, I think you could do it. I'm like, "Dah." So when I looked, and it was funny because like I thought he was gonna be doing more art, but he ended up doing gaming. I'm like, "Dah."
Yeah.
But it's funny because I ended up being his mod when I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. So modded. So that's how all that started. But like even more so heavy was just obviously with everybody with COVID and stuff. But that's when it was just like, all right, I really need to get into it. Otherwise, content creating, it was just me posting my art. Like, I was very heavy in the art community. Me myself, I'm like, who want to look at me and be like it just why are you just gonna like a stranger who's just like just hanging around? So
yeah,
it wasn't until 2020 where I was just like, I'm doing a thing.
For sure. Yeah. And like as you were starting up, so you kind of mentioned it with Paper Frank, was it?
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
besides him, who were like some of your other like influences when you like started up?
You know what's crazy? That too. So everyone knows like I'm bad with names. Bad
Yeah.
with names. And I'll see people, I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I'm like, oh, they were doing the thing that did the stuff, you know. And I didn't realize until really getting into Twitch that I didn't realize I was watching people before I knew who they were. So I was watching RDC low key before I knew like they were really doing a thing. But
Mm-hmm.
as far as like getting into, I would say like streaming in a sense. I don't think I really watched anybody heavy other than Pat, but that was COVID. So everybody was just like Twitch, you know what I'm saying? Other
Right.
than that, like Twitch wise, I watched a lot of artists. I watch artists do stuff, build stuff, knit, all that kind of stuff. So I didn't really watch any gaming because I'm like, I guess if it feels like if you're always a player one controller person, why would I ever be a player two, or why would I ever view like I'm the one? So, and I didn't understand that concept. Like, who would ever want to watch somebody play? But I'll watch people play. I was like, go ahead, because I ain't about to buy it, but I love watching. So, but yeah, so I watched a gang of different people, but I just didn't know it.
Right, for sure. Um, yeah, that part about like the whole like watching people game. I think for me, it was like I kind of grew up during the let's play era of YouTube. So like
Hmm.
I used to not like people talking over the game because I just wanted the game. Like I couldn't care
Yeah, you're
less
like,
what.
I ain't over here to see you.
I'm here for the gameplay only. But then I started growing into like people doing commentary because like sometimes it'll be
Mm.
like funny. Some of my YouTube influences were like Dashi, JD, and Corey Kenshin. Those are like my
Mm.
main three. Then when I got into All Def, of course, like the actual like comedy side with Great Taste,
Hmm.
and then that grew into All Def Gaming. That really showed me that like they're like us in the space, like people that look like me in this space. So that was like the point where it was a collective too. It's like everyone has their own personalities, almost like I compare it to like the Wu-Tang Clan, kind of like everyone
Mm.
has their own personalities, their own style. They work together as a group like really, really well. But then when they're
Hmm.
off doing their own thing, they can like sustain themselves. So
Yeah.
it's a couple people like that. Um, I wasn't sure if we should get into our origins, Zuli, but let's do it for
Hmm.
this first one. So Zuli, I'm gonna go to you. What's your like streaming origins, content creation origins?
I mean, I guess for me it would be, I'm gonna say 2020. No, wait. Yeah, 2020. 2021. 2021 is when I started content creation and streaming. So basically I'm from Puerto Rico, as you guys know, and all my life living in the island. I grew up like humbly in a little mountain. So I was not like a city girl, and I'm not like from the big San Juan area that everybody goes and things like that. I'm actually from the mountain. So funny, internet will not go to my home that
Oh.
easily. Like we always
Mm-hmm.
have internet providers and the internet was trash.
Mm-hmm.
And up until college when I tried to start gaming online, I always game my whole life offline. So that's
Mm.
why my origins of gaming were Tomb Raider, what is the game, Adventure, Uncharted, and God of War and things like that, because back then it was actually fun gaming because you didn't need internet for it. But internet comes in, multiplayer comes in, and back then it was Battlefield 1, Call of Duty something, and my friends from college were like playing, and I'm like, let me try to figure out like internet at home. And I literally bought, guys, like internet LAN cable from Sam's Club that it was like 20 feet, and I connected it
Mm-hmm.
from the router. And my dad, he's super jealous about the internet usage because again, I'm from the mountain. So that was literally how I got to be on the internet. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not until I moved here. I moved on Christmas 2019. I start using my
Wow.
social media here. The algorithm actually starts to put me people. And one of the first people that I actually follow was actually Cleo and Kadeem. So
Wow.
I have to
Dang.
mention that the reason
Wow.
that I'm here and Twitch and the reason I discovered Twitch, you guys are not gonna believe this. It was because of this brothers big Instagram. They posted, "Oh, we're playing this." You remember when they posted they're gonna play the zombie
Mm-hmm.
old game with the
Yep.
pistols? That was back in
Mm-hmm.
2020,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw that, and I'm like, "What is Twitch?" And that's when I followed Kadeem. I followed Cleo, and then Kadeem was the one that I got to connect
Mm-hmm.
quickly, and he was like, "Hey, you should join like Twitch and stuff." And I literally said, what do I get to stream? Because I love
Yeah.
gaming, but I don't know nothing about Twitch. So that's how I discovered Twitch. And then Kadeem actually was the one that helped me set it up to stream. And after that, I just continued doing like, as you guys know, I start to actually meet all of y'all like with
Mm-hmm.
the different communities in Discord. Back in the day was what was the DNA 30 and things like that,
Yep.
and
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot of more movement. But again, I feel like before we were after COVID, so we have so much time in our hands and
Mm-hmm.
everybody's
Yes.
virtual. We had time to game. And then when things started to open up, people start to be actually, oh, life is here. So like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that's when I started streaming. But then you guys saw me like I think 2021, 2022, and then 2023, I peaked. But then the conversation we're gonna have today, like content creation be hard and life be hard.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was my origin. I basically, thanks to the brothers of like Cleo, Kadeem, and Kadeem helped me set up everything. And I discovered all of you guys, and I'm like, oh, I love gaming. So I started doing content and things like that because I game my whole life at home without internet, by the way. I didn't
Yeah.
know multiplayer until I was in college, which
Mm-hmm.
is kind of crazy. But yeah, that's
I
my
feel
origin.
you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like heavy on that, like prime. I don't want to call it prime pandemic because it wasn't like a good prime. It was like when we were deep into it, like that 2020 2021 era. I wish I had started streaming like earlier than I did because for me, just a quick version of my origin because I could tend to get very long winded about this. Because I'm like, man, we got to start like all the way when I was as a
You
kid
gotta
doing YouTube,
know.
like all the 3-part backstory on that. But anyway, I gave the YouTube part about like who I was influenced by, like with the Dashies, JDs, Corey's, and all that gaming side of it. I started watching Twitch in let's see, 2016. I want to say there was kind of like a YouTube to Twitch pipeline because like a lot of people who are already followed started like promoting their Twitch streams with YouTube videos. They would just say like, oh, I'm live on Twitch, like 30-second clips just to bring people over to Twitch. And that was like very lucrative at the time because like some of the YouTubers that I knew that had a platform through YouTube, they would get so many like Twitch followers. They're like in the 100,000s of followers to this day. So that was a very like and YouTube and Twitch were like the only biggest platforms at that time for like long form video kind of content. So I was always watching Twitch around like when I found out that Pat had a Twitch, Patrick Cloud. This was 2019, I think. And because he was like the only one in that the original all dev crew that was like really a gamer. And then when it came to the all dev gaming side, that was I want to say 2020. That's when I started watching the arcade tokens, and then 2021 it expanded to like the entirety of like all dev gaming, like the collective side of it. So that's where I saw GQ, Max the Slayer, Zuli, of course, was into like some of the content as well. And then it kind of became like me following like the solo creators and then just branching from that point to the point where some of these creators aren't even part of all def anymore. It just became this big black streamer ecosystem. And I kind of had to watch that because I was like wanting to reference like, oh man, remember this thing that happened in all def? And people were like, what's an all def? And like, and all that. So yeah, maybe don't joke about this thing in like other spaces. So there's that side of it. But let's see, then so once again, the Thomas brothers, they did a Mario Kart Invitational in 2022. And I was one of the only people that didn't have like capture equipment, but like I was pretty much causing chaos throughout the whole stream
Dang,
was
that feels
chaos.
like so. I didn't know that was so long ago now.
Right,
Oh.
because actually now it's insane. It's 4 years ago, but it doesn't feel like that at all. Like
Wow.
because we did that in 2022 and it was, yeah, it's
Time is
2026 now.
flying.
Yeah, so
Mm.
like I did it at that time. People were like wanting to see my footage, and I was like, okay, you know what, how, if I were to do it, how would I set this up? And then it would just, one question led to another. Okay, how do I do how do I use a capture card? How do I what if I wanted to build my own Discord? What if I wanted to start doing stuff on Instagram? And even on that side of it, I was already doing stuff on Instagram with my music side of me. I always like posting about music and reviewing music, and I was kind of doing everything backwards. So like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, that's where I would do my music stuff. But then the streaming came in on the latter side of 2022. So like in September, I first started in theme. My camera froze on the first stream. To anyone that starts, it stick with it because you're going to make mistakes. You're going
Oh, yeah.
to run into mishaps. To this day, I almost didn't start recording the stream on OBS to record straight to the machine, and then again, there's a reason for that. We'll get to it later. But you're still gonna make mistakes, but you just press on, and from there, that's where I like kept going on. So, and I couldn't even stream as often as I did because I was still in college, and I didn't want it to be viewed
I
as
don't know how
a,
you did that.
yeah, I didn't want it to be viewed as a distraction. So it was kind of like monthly streams, which is insane to think about today because I'm like, who would want to just tune into someone that doesn't even stream daily or weekly? Like that's crazy to me. But I stuck with it, and here we are now. So yeah. And real quick, appreciate y'all for being here in the chat. Hold on, let me go back up and read some of these. Hold on.
You could skip some of them.
Now I'm good. Yeah,
Like he was cheating the whole
the
time.
cheating allegations. Someone in the comments talked about that in Cleo's posted YouTube video that I didn't even find out about until later. And I'm just like, okay. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, that is, I feel like it's really important to talk about our origins because we honestly forget like how long we've been like doing this stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy when you were talking about like the origin of like and you having the camera issues, and I'm like, yeah, like that's what happened. It's been so long. Like it's funny. I look back like old clips, right? And there's a clip. I'm like, I knew it had to come from a friend that was just supportive that I was just streaming, but there's a clip where me first starting to stream where I had a camera because I did stream to Twitch just off of the PlayStation, no camera,
Mm-hmm.
but I literally had my Mac like facing towards me, and I think I was like literally sitting on the floor in the living room. Like I
Yeah.
had no like it was rough times, boy. It was like I was trying to figure out like, okay, I think I used the camera off of the Mac. And I looked at that, I'm like, sweet Jesus, we're getting it out the mud. So yeah, you get it how you live. Look at me now, ma. Like,
Right, like humble beginnings, like it, and it's
that's what I'm
always
saying.
like that. Like in what's even more insane, like just take a second and go back to your other like your favorite YouTubers' first videos, like back in like way like mid
Mhm.
2000s, before the idea of a content creation of a content creator was even a thing. Like they didn't know what they were doing, but they made it work somehow. So yeah.
Yeah. Props. Like even like when I don't wanna say just find out about people, but we're just like you start seeing like all these clips and this, that, and the other. And like I went way back to like Berlizzi's early stuff. I'm like, it's like, God damn. It's like, okay, now you just people really gotta look and respect like really OG streamers that were doing it off of YouTube and then bounced over to Twitch and stuff. Cause it's just like, boy, y'all were just doing this off a Nokia phone and a
Right.
smile, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know
yeah.
what's crazy? This is something that I feel like content creators should learn. And if any of you guys are getting started, maybe think about it. I feel like back in the day, whoever right now it's doing amazing and big success is because he is consistency. Consistency is crazy. Even though days
Mhm.
that nobody comes, days that everybody comes,
Mm.
they were so consistent that those people actually didn't know what they were doing, and then out of nowhere, like boom, look at them now.
Yep.
Like one of the people that obviously, so I discovered Twitch through the Thomas brothers, but then I actually didn't know. And back in Puerto Rico, I was always super involved with gamers and things like that events. And I was actually friends since the 2010s years with people that I didn't know they did vlogging in YouTube. And when I go back to the island, I basically know everybody that's famous related to vlogging and gaming because back in the day, I used to be in events, but I didn't know they did it. And I was like,
Yeah.
wait, I didn't know you do this. And then later on, they're basically on TV every freaking day in Puerto Rico in the news, showing gaming stuff and
Mm.
things like that. And they just
Wow.
continue doing videos on YouTube, and that's it. Which I wish I would have done it earlier because I
Oh
actually
my
didn't
god.
do it again because I was in the mountain. I actually didn't know the internet could go to my house. I was like, what the hell? I should have done it earlier because I'm gonna say something that you guys might not know about me. When I was in freaking college, I used to do videos on YouTube singing to Nickelback.
Oh, look it up.
Yes, but
Don't look
we
it up.
no 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 no
I
no.
think
We
Find the
we
I
need the
think
footage.
footage. we need the foot.
I used to listen
Mm.
to Nickelback and do videos and record myself with guitars and things. And I'm like, why I didn't know content creation. I was doing it, but I didn't post it like crazy. So I didn't
Hmm.
even know. So I'm telling you, I've been in places that I didn't even know I was there, and then I should have just clicked in my mind. I should have freaking posted and do a channel or something. It would have been crazy.
You know what's funny? Like one of the old videos that I like when I would record myself, I had one of my best friends and we had just recorded something just because I didn't know what to do with the footage or just memories, you know what I'm saying? So she was talking about she was uploading to YouTube and she was just reading books or like she wasn't reading the book online, but she would review it and then she did a lot of hair stuff, this, that, and the other. And she was telling me like, yeah, like the artist or not the artist, but the author had like sent me one of their books, like, oh yeah, you should review this. And I was like, what? They said, and it, mind you, like, because so I was at this job. So this was like 2010, 2009 or something. And I was like, what? Like, I said, you feel comfortable just posting your stuff? She's like, yeah. And I was like, shoot. So I just like, and it's funny to think about that. Like, you feel like, man, if I would have started then, but I was like, I don't know. Especially, y'all see the way I run my mouth now, the way I would set myself up for an okie doke, but it's just the way starting off and looking at things is funny. And then I'm glad you guys have this little show because like even talking about like Zuli's talking about like the internet and just playing offline because that was me because I was just like, and I was telling, I think I may have told this story before, but like when I would play like Call of Duty, that's why I feel like I'm not that great at like shooters, like with multiplayers because like I played what was it, Black Ops and Call of Duty like on my 360. But then
Mm.
when I played online, like he had how did it go? Because it wasn't Wi-Fi, so it was like obviously a landline, right, or whatever. And then, but it backed the kitchen, so I'd be shooting like thinking like, okay, I got him. I empty the clip, and I'm like, all right. But like, so back then they used to show you the footage of what you thought you were doing, and so I was like, how did
Hmm.
Mm.
I lose? I emptied the clip. The way I got shot within 2 bullets, and they had already ran off by the time I even thought I did something, and it used to kill me because my mom I would sit up there and I'd be like, why am I not doing so well? My mom's making a baked potato in the microwave. And I'm like, Ma. And because of the microwave, it would mess up the signal. So it's just like I would start lagging. I'm like, you're
Oh.
literally killing me, woman. And I was just like, so I
That's
had to wait.
so funny.
It's 7 minutes for a baked potato in a microwave. I like ruined the matches. I'm getting cooked like hell. People are like because of a fucking potato. Like, so that's why my gaming, we're just like, you know what? I'm good on all the online stuff because yeah, my entry into it really wasn't hitting on a whole lot. So yeah, I had to move and get my own stuff where I'm like, okay, now it's a little bit different. High speed internet. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
now I wasn't bad. I just didn't have the internet I needed to do what I needed to do. So the more you know, children, you know?
That is it's
I
basically
know.
the concept is like the same as like dial up, right? Like the one of those things
Hmm.
where not everyone could use the phone at the same time.
Yeah. But I don't know if a lot of people have a baked potato kind of effed them up though. That
True.
was
That That is way that's way funnier.
I mean, right now,
yeah.
my stream might freaking crash because I'm doing Wi-Fi. So don't judge me.
Oh, crispy for some Wi-Fi. Props to that.
It,
Let me do some
No, we'll
Wi-Fi.
see. I'm gonna take up the LAN cable of 20 feet and put it there.
Meanwhile, I've always done Wi-Fi, and that might have been subject of some of the streams.
Wow, Nighthawk. You should tell us the secret.
So now some of that was like dorm internet, so they're gonna make sure that stuff is good. But then once I got here, then I realized how much streaming takes so much internet. Like it's probably one of the it's almost like an expensive hobby. So like you gotta like pay for some of like the higher tier internets because some of the lower stuff isn't gonna cut it basically. So yeah. All right. So which might lead me to my next, the heart of the stream pretty much. Describe a difficult experience you've had while content creating and maybe what you've learned from it. And I'll go first for this one if you need time to think.
Yeah, come like, you want to narrow that down? Give me an example.
For sure,
it's all hard. No point.
Nah, I got you. So, I wasn't even sure how I was gonna answer this one at first until we did the last episode of Save Point. So for those that don't know, Zoe and I do this, of course, monthly, and we're in March, December? February. It was February.
Oh, I went past. Oh my god.
Now you're you're good. So February we did our discussion about Bad Bunny and his Super Bowl and his Super Bowl and his discography. So like basically all of his albums. Perfect stream for us too, because Zoe is like, she's Puerto Rican, so she can give me some of the context of Bad Bunny's career, because Wikipedia, YouTube, and all the stuff I research with can only do so much. Like this is talking to the source. So all that talking about the Super Bowl show, and I'm like, in my head I'm like, okay, cool, I can grab some clips from this. Perfect. So I go to grab the recording straight from Twitch, but the weirdest glitch happened. And this is when basically you could still go to the VOD right now and it'll loop the last 15-30 seconds of the entire VOD. 2 hours, by the way, of footage just not playable. And you can see, like, when you're hovering your mouse over it and trying to like seek for it, you can see the footage like in the preview. So I know it's there, but something within just that day, like it just went wrong, and I didn't record it straight to OBS, which is why I'm recording the stream now, so I could, because never again.
Right.
And
I thought they never found a way to fix that.
I guess it's fixed now, because it hasn't happened since. Like it literally was just only that day.
Fix like the old videos. Like, so
that's the other thing. I wanted to try to reach out to them through like a support email or whatever, but the fact that I even have to do that is just
quick question. I hate to interrupt because
no, sure, yeah, go ahead.
Trying to think how far back. So if you tried to download your stream, since it
same thing happened.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, same thing.
I literally actually, let me look it up again, but it wouldn't show it. It would just show like one image, and that's it.
Yeah. And King, I checked another person's stream, and that was King, and he did like a Mario Tennis stream that day. And the same thing happened. So I'm like, okay, this wasn't just me. It was just everyone on Twitch that day, or some people on Twitch, their streams it was like the ending screen, but like it was just looping over and over.
Yeah, I think I went to go try to catch that stream after I got off of work, and I'm like, okay, and I was like, oh, my little web browser is cooked, baby. So I just never got around to going back. I thought it was some on my end, but damn.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy, Nighthawk? I forgot to check before the last day when they removed the stream to see if I can re-download it, and now it's gone.
Yeah.
Because it ran out of time.
Yeah, I think so. I think for me, mine's is still up, and I can maybe still try to see the footage, but you do so many streams that you're just like, I'm like, okay, well, we'll have more episodes soon, and like we can just like enough people were there to like try to catch it. But but I like for people to like watch it back, and I want to post it on YouTube and all that, like repurpose the content. But Yeah.
I wonder if you kind of, I'm trying not to use certain language, but Jimmy rig it, as the say, um, what black folks say. But like,
Yeah.
if you tried to make a clip with that, you know what I'm saying, with that kind of, I'm trying, because it's weird that you could see the images there, but
Hmm.
whenever you try to do something with it, that it's just like, oh, JK, because it means that it's there. It's just locked behind almost like a overlay of the first, like you said, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That sucks. I if I would have known, I would have, me, I've been like hacking into the mainframe. I would have tried to figure a way to figure that out, because that sucks.
Yeah.
Uh,
It
Um,
does. It was a really good stream, I feel.
yeah, it for sure was. But yeah, but I actually, to your point, I haven't tried that yet. So I'm gonna
mm.
try to see if I can still get that footage back, somehow, some way. But yeah,
Do you
that
think Twitch can like maybe have those captures like detained still like in the memories or something, or maybe they just
it
delete it completely?
it's got to be somewhere. I feel um, like let me check on. I'm just gonna look on my end real quick, just see, because I think
Content creation be hard, people.
yeah,
Yeah, like while there's still time, I would like to try to, if it's still up. Like, how are you? So wait, it's up on your end? Okay.
yeah,
Well, nothing else. Like, you know me. Like after the stream, I'll be like, let me see if I can't. You know what I'm saying?
for sure. Nah, I appreciate it, because let me see here.
'Cause that's annoying. If it just did it where everything was just blacked out, then it's just
Hmm.
like, all right. But that's so annoying. Especially so they never got back to you. They're just like, look, we knew there was a problem. We fixed it. They're going forward. But I'm like, but what was lost is just so weird.
Right, yeah. It's just like no way to recover that footage. Like, did I? When did we do? See, now I gotta remember when we did the stream, because I think I unpublished it, because like, who wants to watch a 30-second loop for 2 hours?
I
But
just deleted
I'm gonna look back
two
at it.
hours loop.
Yeah. It
Oh.
should still be in my it should be in my list, but I'll go and look for it later.
Hey, so if anybody knows, hey, check it out, hit us up, let us know what you find.
For
Cause
sure.
If
Yeah.
not, we can do it like in 2 months. We can do like a reschedule Bad Bunny stream.
Sure. Yeah. Like
hey,
Talk at I don't know again.
yeah, or take the filler out of it and just be like, okay, let me just recap you on this last Bad Bunny episode. This is
right.
what we talked about.
This is how we felt about
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, literally a recent example that happened last month. That's a recent example, and that shows like this type of stuff can still like happen, and it's tough when it
Oh
does
yeah.
happen. But it does, like, in the lesson from that for me is like just like recording, OBS recording should still
Mhm.
work. It doesn't really mess up anything from like a streaming standpoint. So once I like get off, I can immediately have that footage ready. I even almost forgot to start recording because we were just kind of like in the mode of it all. But I
Mhm.
caught it at like the beginning portion. So even then, you can save the VOD anyway, given that it
Mhm.
works, and then also have that recorded footage, so you can like
Oh
do
yeah.
whatever you need to do in the editing side of it. So
Mm.
That's smart. I just use YouTube. That's my little semi backup. What's funny with
that's good
that, in
too.
case anybody is doing that, like, or wants to, like, sometimes I do it and I'll be like, that stream is there. You know what I'm saying? I'll just go and delete it so I don't need it off of YouTube. But what's
Hmm.
happened before is that which one did it? I think Twitch flagged me for something and muted my stream, and then
Mm.
like it won't tell you what it muted it for, really. And then so I went to YouTube, and YouTube is super strict. Where they're like, someone coughed in the background, sounded like Meg The Stallion. We're just gonna mute it. Copy. It's like,
Oh
what the?
god.
So they didn't even flag it. So I was just like, okay, so then what are y'all getting off on? So
Mm.
I had to compare the two, and then I was able to like properly dispute it, and then vice versa. Like video messed up on one end, I was able to save it on the other. So yeah, to have some type of backup, whatever it may be, is usually pretty helpful.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? But and even like do not think it's just like the amateurs trying to get it going. Like when you see like big timers be like, but they have like a whole team of people like get on it. Like why is this? Like you've seen that
Hmm.
multiple times on like even Kai Cenat, there'd be a room full of people like camera two, like
Yep.
so. Don't put that pressure on yourself to be perfect because like like y'all have told me all the time, hey, we gonna be here. We just sit here, girl,
Mm-hmm.
like
For
figure
sure.
it out.
Yeah.
So
For
Yeah.
sure.
Can I ask you, like, what do you have set up? Do you stream for YouTube as well? Is that what you're saying? Or you like you're streaming to YouTube as well?
yeah, it'll dual stream. So then
Oh,
like
okay.
whatever I'm doing, it'll be like, oh, also like now here's my bad, right? And like Nighthawk knows it because I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, so what's crazy is like I'll do something on Twitch and I'm thinking it's probably gonna bomb, right? But then like I was like, okay, but I can edit it and take some clips or whatever. I may get it from YouTube because like I don't have the time to hurry up and get it, before Twitch deletes it sometimes, right? So when I was opening the what is it? The Magic the Gathering cards with the Final Fantasy. So I'm opening them and I'm like, yeah, I'm dealing with what's happening on Twitch. Did not know
Oh
that on
yeah.
YouTube, people are like, oh, and blah, 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 blah. And even though I had, like, when I try to bring up the multi chat thing, it just looks
Oh
weird. Like, I
yeah.
can't really see certain things. So it's like, so I'm like, most anybody that knows that I'm live or like my Twitch community, I don't really have like a big YouTube community, right? That was the day because I guess everybody wanted to see the card. So I was like, so when I went back and I'm looking at the chat, I'm like, oh my god,
Hmm.
it was popping, it was popping over there. So
Right.
sometimes it works out, you know what I'm saying? Especially like when new games drop. Obviously Dispatch that did really well over there. So yeah, so I'll just dual stream and then nothing else. It does make it easier for me to try to pull clips or whatnot and stuff. So yeah,
For sure.
so I just need
Yeah.
to make some like I need to eventually make like YouTube specific content, but that's heavy editing and like who's
Yeah.
really got the time, got the time. So
When you have to do it for like multiple platforms and like you have to there's with other platforms comes other rules and that becomes the
mhm.
annoying part. Like when I was doing stuff for like IG, TikTok and YouTube with my music reviews, it was a Summer Walker review for her second album because someone requested
Mm.
that I review it, and I'm like, okay, let me. Normally I do this on my story, but let me make sure that she sees it, and I'm gonna do it in a reel, TikTok, or a short, basically how the platforms call it. Um, and this is where I learned that it took multiple re-uploads of doing that because YouTube Shorts limit, I think they've changed it by now, was like 1 minute.
Mhm.
And
Mm-hmm.
meanwhile the rest of them are like a minute and 30, 3 minutes, or TikTok is like up to like 10 minutes now for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's like but like since I'm uploading it to shorts anyway, that's like the video can only be like so long. And it like limits how much I can do on the other platforms too, since it's all going in the same place. Eventually I stopped that because if a person watches something once on YouTube Shorts, why would they feel the need to watch the exact same thing on IG or watch the same thing on TikTok? And you could have your exclusive audiences that like you might have someone that's only on TikTok or only on IG, but sometimes trying to accommodate like everyone can be a huge undertaking. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like because the only reason I'm like, don't stop what you're doing, kid, because but I do get what you're saying. Like sometimes you got to know where to put what's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Like what
Hmm.
I was talking about with me opening these endless. Now let's be real. Like I do them on stream because it's fun to do it live with y'all, but I don't think Instagram really gives two diddles about what I got going on. But on YouTube, I see a lot where just like unboxing. We just want to see what's in the box, bitch. It's like whoa, you know what I'm saying? So I think like so when I'm doing it, I'm like, okay, I think once I really start getting that edited, I'm like, I'll put it more on YouTube. I'll put one or two, just to be like, hey, check the rest out over here. But
Hmm.
there's been stuff like with the whatchamacallit Dispatch. Now, if y'all saw that when I was playing it, I was like, I just thought it was funny. I was like, no one else says shit about this, and then Prism wasn't even really a focused character. And I was like,
Hmm.
okay, I made my little clip. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna sling it around everywhere, see what hits. It's like a lotto ticket. I'm like, good night. So if y'all don't know, when I edit, once I posted like 10 minutes after, I'm gone to sleep because I gave my life energy to do the edit. So I wake up and it's not, and that's the thing. So you can test like how well, things do or whatnot. And sometimes I'll post something. We've all seen you post something on TikTok, it get 2 steps from kind of pop, and then it's like doo doo on Instagram. You're like, oh my god! Or
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you upload something like, did I press upload? But then off of all the platforms, it did really well. So it's just like, well, damn, that worked out just doing that. And then, worst case scenario, if it is like, yeah, two people saw it, one of them was your mom, and then the other one was you. It's just like, we can go and delete that one if I don't want. But
Yeah.
what's funny? But you never know who's gonna look back at stuff. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So sometimes it's like, yeah, it may not do well initially, but then when people go back, it just kind of like, it doesn't hurt to have it there because maybe they just didn't get the chance to know you to see it. So, that too. So, I mean, it's a lot because, like I said, when you're doing multiple platforms, it's like back in the day too. Like, if you guys didn't know, like when I was doing All Def, I was also working. So I was also doing the editing for the YouTube page, the Instagram, like the was it All Def Gaming Instagram and the YouTube. Then I
Mm-hmm.
was doing the Arcade Queens, trying to do my page, and it was just like, so that's why, like,
God.
with content creators, like, when it comes to editing, where it's like, damn, GQ used to edit. Yeah, baby burnt out. Baby burnt. It's a lot. It's a lot. Where you just like,
It's a
if I
lot
had
for
to see
sure.
one more app right now, and sometimes you just want to chill, so it's a lot. But you know, do it when you can. Don't stress yourself out because then that alone would just make you do even less because you're stressing yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take that as the beginning of the next topic, Nighthawk, if you want, because
Yeah,
that's
good.
actually something that I want to discuss. Like, guys, let me just explain the situations, and you guys can tell your story, mini story. Like, I'm a streamer, content creator slash mid retire because I've been off. I've been off for the longest time. I took a break. It's been almost 2 years since I haven't been consistent at all. And listening from GQ right now, like I'm trying to get started up again. And some people actually get discouraged about that because, once you start again, it's actually different. And you don't
Mm,
have the same following, you don't have the same support. People already forgot about you and things like that. But in my case, I always did it for fun. I never actually was a full time creator because I have a full time job that I
yep.
spend almost like 50 to 60 hours per week. So,
Mm.
like, I did streaming while working, guys, like all that time. But again, back in the day, it was super virtual, it was more flexible. And then I'm trying to understand and trying to not be hard on myself in terms of like, yeah, I literally peaked on 2023. You guys saw me. I was everywhere. I was in conventions. I was invited to events. I actually went to TV, Warner Bros. Studio for Rooster Teeth before they closed
Yeah.
that team.
Wow. Yeah.
So I went to a lot of things and then I peaked. I went almost the award in Gamers and then
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think I burned out, I want to say, because I feel like I actually have never liked content creation as in having all eyes on me because I don't know if you guys have seen on my Instagram. I tend to actually like to take videos and photos of my actual life because I think that's super important to enjoy life.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like at a point that I was loving what I was doing, but then I was realizing, oh my God, I'm not spending time like doing what I love or like traveling or seeing my family.
Yeah.
And then life happened and things got difficult to me, like my health. Like, I don't know if you guys knew, but I couldn't use my hands because I have a condition on my fingers. So I
Oh,
skipped
sorry.
Mm.
a whole year of streaming and gaming because I still have to get surgery, by the way. I haven't got it, but I've been thinking about getting it soon. Um, and things like that happen. So content creation be hard, but I just wanted to explain this because in my situation, I'm trying to come back. It's not gonna be easy. I know it. I just don't want to be hard on myself. It's not
Right.
2023 again. But I like to do it for fun and I miss all of you guys. I love gaming with people and I'm super left out like Marvel Rivals and Battlefield and Call of Duty and all these games. And now I'm more in Switch too, actually. So I'm more chill now. Now it's gonna be like a chill kind
Yeah.
of vibes, but that's my situation at the moment and I don't discourage you guys. I feel like you guys should also like you guys if are passing through the same things, keep going. Like do it what you like to do for fun. And I think content creation should be hard, but I feel like this is the one life we get to live, right? So we enjoy doing
Yep.
this. So
Yeah.
just
For
Very
take
sure.
much
it.
so.
For sure. That
What is your
was.
situations, Nighthawk and Miss Game Queen? Like what is your situations in that?
Oh, now you can go. You know, I'd be like,
So you're speaking towards like something maybe like life
like
events
like
preventing you.
like what is your situation at the moment? Like I know that Nighthawk, you've been like streaming here and there, right? You continue that content creation, like streaming video games here, doing music, and then I guess our episodes that we do once a month, or
The,
what's your situation at the moment?
the hardest thing. I, okay, when I look back at 2025, there's a point here. I'm try to find it. 2025. When I look back at it, I was like, I was doing a lot. Like I was doing like that's when I think that's the first time where I was just like, okay, I'm out of college, first year as an adult. Like I have a job. Let's just see. Like it started in the first week of the year where I was like, okay, I'm back streaming, or first stream of the year or whatever. And I come back the next week, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just see if I can make this weekly. So that was a cool adjustment on its own.
Mm.
Then, then I did the same thing for Instagram, but in doing that for Instagram, I realized I put pressure on myself to try to just get something out, regardless of what it is or the quality of it. And I think when I look back at myself like doing that, that was cool to see how what my limits are to try to like just to try to like give that amount of effort to my content, like to, have it edited, ready to go. But it got to a point where I was constantly thinking of content 24/7, which is something you do not want to do. It's too much. And one of my what I'm glad of the progress I got from that year, but the reaction to it being in this year in 2026 is now there are ways I can make this give this stuff more quality, give these ideas time to cook, because you cannot do multiple ideas at once. That's another thing. Like you can't like I have so many ideas written down. There's a whole note dedicated to the future guests of this very segment that we're doing, and ideas for Save Point as a whole. And we got new games coming out, a backlog to get through. I want to bring back my anime tier list. Like,
We already talked about backlog.
yeah, with Deem, and we gotta get him back on that, by the way. But it's so much you can do with the streaming landscape, endless amounts of ideas, and I think the frustrate. Sorry, I saw Nat's comment in the hilarious. Crazy.
She called
word.
me GQs, like Q, and I'm like, just be your own community. See in the
Right.
Discord. Anyway,
Yes. So like, there's just so many of those ideas that like come to my head, and you want to like get to. I'm like, oh my god, this would be so cool to do, but it's like I gotta coach myself. I'm like, all right, it's not going to go away anytime soon, and you can pump this stuff out as much as you want to, but you're going to get tired and overwhelmed to the point where you got to realize that Twitch isn't your whole life. Like I have a life outside of Twitch, which is something that I want to like live with more. I have there's a time where I wasn't doing this, and I want to make sure I'm not losing myself in like I love being creative. I love doing this content, but I don't want to lose myself in it all, because I need breaks. I need to experience like real life, touch grass, as people say now, like all that. So I think.
Listen, I've been living too much.
Yeah, but no.
Now
But
I gotta get back.
what you're doing is what we all should be doing, though. Like going out and living life.
I think there should be a balance, though. Why?
True,
I'm
yeah.
gonna mention this. I did found love, as you guys can see my Instagram.
Congrats! I was like, ooh, I heard out there getting the finest on love and about to get Murray.
Right, yeah.
I did found love, and I actually, as a funny joke, I told him, "Hey, it's your fault. I'm not streaming anymore." Shut up. He's like, no way, you can stream whatever you want. And he's actually super supportive. He's like, hey, do what you want to do, I'll support you. Like today I put the schedule, I'm streaming with Nighthawk and GQ, and he's like, okay, I won't bother you. So like,
so happy
he's actually great. But to be honest, when I found love and I start to actually live, because my situation is weird, I moved here before COVID to the US, and that's the reason it's been so hard for me to make girlfriends. I actually don't have any friends where I live. So when I met this person that's amazing, he started to open a door that I start going to people's places of his friends and start to
Yeah.
socialize for the first time in 3, 4 years. And I'm like,
I know.
wait a second, I need to go out, I need to go with him places. And he showed me like traveling and things. And that's why I took a break. Because I was like, I've been 6 years here and all I've done is been in Twitch for 3 years straight and work. I actually was not doing anything else. And even my mom was like, are you finding friends and things? I'm like, Mom, I actually don't have friends. So if I want to call friends, I would say people that I've met through Twitch and that's it. But in reality, where I live, I don't have community at all. Because
Mhm.
there's nothing I can do, right? As an adult, it's hard to, what, I'm going to go to the next golf class? I don't even
Right.
have golf. Like, so like, it's hard to be an adult and do content creation nowadays and stuff, but that's what I want to say. Like when I found love, hey, I took advantage. I've been actually get to know people and get out a little, but now we're coming back to content creation and streaming. So there has to be like a balance, I will say, but definitely everybody should live. Like go to places. Twitch is gonna be here, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, all the time.
Thing
Well,
is,
we'll see, but
that's what
Twitch,
sometimes you be like, what are you
maybe.
doing today? But yeah, no, it's funny, like hearing both of you guys where it's like almost like I don't want to say two extremes, and then it's just like me trying.
Hmm.
Y'all know me. I'm like I
You
put
have
that.
everything, JQ.
Yeah, it's just like, my thing has always been to be like, well, before Twitch is like, jack of all trades, master of none. And I always hated that because it just made me feel like you're sorry, you're not like special in anything. But it's like, but I can still do a lot of different things. But I still like look at folks that do hone in on some like one or two things and they're just like a master. I'm like, damn, like I would love to, but I got these 45 other things, but
Yeah.
it's just because I just have so many interests and I don't want to, it's like I don't want to miss out and never give myself a chance to try it. But in the middle of all of it, like, Julie's saying, with really both of y'all, I was just like, okay, so adult, right? you know, when there's so many times at my big age, I'm like, hey, I have to really just stop. I'm like, how old are you? Like, what do you, like, some of it to an extent when you start, and that's what they always say, don't compare yourself, but you are looking for a gauge. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone can say, yeah, don't compare yourself. Easier said than done, but you are looking for a gauge of like, am I doing too much? Am I not, doing enough or this, that, and the other? And the thing is like when you stop and really compare yourself in the aspects of almost being too hard on yourself, is like you may be going up against somebody who like they're kids. They they got all summer to just be up here. They got a big group of friends. They have like you almost have like a community of high schools that are like tuning in. So yeah, their numbers are crazy compared to like like Zulia's saying, adult friends where? Like, I'm born and raised out here. I haven't seen a nigga yet. It's like so I rarely ever see my friends because like they're obviously grown, married, they got their own kids in life. So what you about to do? Like, cause I used to host game nights. Now what do I look like? Still like, hey y'all, you know what I'm saying? Let's get a little something to drink. Was like I would love it if they would, but they're like, yeah, the way that the kids have a soccer game at like at 7 o'clock in the morning, you and
Yeah.
your little combat could go sit down. I'm like,
Mm.
oh, so though a lot of my friends are either in LA or just everywhere else, and just like you were saying, that it makes it all virtual. So that's why like I got so hyped, and it's crazy that I just feel like I just realized it when I went to go see Herman's show, and it was like I haven't really hung out with my cousin in so long because everybody's busy and stuff, and I was like, "Hey," like outside in my own state, and I know it's just like it's not a trip where I'm like, okay, you got a court. It's just like I'm home. I remember when I used to go out, and it just like you're not up there like, okay, yeah, we're out. Okay, now so and so you're gonna content. It was just like we just chilling. No one cares about that stuff anymore. I was like, oh my gosh, I was living. And the thing is, like you start feeling like everything I got to turn everything into content. And just like what you're saying, when you really look
Mm.
at everything, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, whether you got job, school, this, that, and the other, then with my stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm looking at y'all like, yeah, that's a lot. I'm like, okay, and then what are you trying to do? Like, oh yeah, no problem. Now, and that's the other pressure when you're in front of the camera a lot. You're like, especially God forbid, let me try to squeeze down in a cosplay. Visually, I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be banging. Soon as I get in the mirror, I'm like, with that body, what? So they just like work out, try to either make these cosplays, figure out how to do it, content create, like still be entertaining to your community that you're building. Then you got to post to Instagram, YouTube. What are you trying to do going forward? Cons, sweet Jesus, help us all. Like when it's con season, either you going to a con, or you presenting at a con, or you're doing a con, or you, it is this. There's all this stuff you think about, and then the thing that pays you, your job. Like, the things that I do have to write safety reports. Like I work on like big mechanical tools, so it's just like that's a lot of mental that as soon as I get off, I can't be like, okay, what are we about to do? And what cosplay? I'm just like, I can't even shift like that. So it just feels like you lose a day. So overall, what I've learned, and just like what you guys are saying, like something's got to give. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
miss like just drawing all those boxes. I'm like, I miss drawing. I miss doing art, and it just
I've
so
been thinking about that. I think we should do things that we miss, like drawing and art,
exactly.
because that's something important that I'm like, wait, I'm gonna buy some color crayons. I'm gonna start
Mm-hmm.
coloring
Yes.
books because
And it was funny when you say it, and like I think that too would like when you bring it up, I think in our mind we feel like this is what people want. We got to play the newest game, we got to be this good at it, we got to collab, 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 and it's just like okay, but real talk, and we all know I'm bad at this. I will judge myself harder, but then I'll go and do the opposite. Like I'll be like, oh, I need to do this, this, that, and the other, but then I'll go watch somebody knit something. I'm like, no, no, I'll have it playing on the side when I'm doing something. But if, just like, well, GQ, why don't you draw? Who the will want to watch me draw? Like it's like, but it's just like, shit, bitch, we're trying to see what else you can do. You never know. So it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, like I miss doing that, or even like I really want to get in my 3D modeling stuff, and there's only so much time. And so
yeah,
that's why, like, when I talk to the community, I'm like, hey, y'all, I'm gonna have to let y'all know I'm gonna actually have to go down to one stream a week so I can get other stuff done. So overall, just like, I think, and I say this for all of us, goddamn, it just, we just need to we know we support one another with everything. So just like, take that break, do that thing that you need to do. We ain't gonna be like, Nighthawk sure got a lot of nerve. It's been 2 weeks. Where your ass been? Do what you want to do because like Julie was saying, you get one life, and can you imagine if you got hit by a
hmm
cartoon bus or something like this, and you were sitting up there worried about what the next content was when you could have been hanging out with your family, enjoying your life, but you're stressing about how many likes you're gonna get on a post that's like in the next. Like
hmm
people like
Yeah,
actually seeing
yeah.
people be happy, so just do what
Mm-hmm.
makes you happy. So, mm-hmm.
Yeah, so much.
word.
Yeah, so much like that
Word.
was said there. Like you said about like 3 points that you can like we can go down. Like the first thing, not everything is content. That was another thing from that 2025 thing. I loved everything. Once again, I loved everything I did in 2025. Like that was a great like to have those experiences. But now it's an opportunity to like slow down and like maybe just tinker with stuff a lot more. But also just have your own experiences. Like you on the gaming side, I'm just gonna be real. Some people are not gonna pull up with some of the games that you play. Like
Oh,
I as much as I try to push Forza Horizon, and I kind of,
yeah, those
real
are
life,
hard.
yeah, real life racing sim. No one's really checking for that. I tried it like about 3-4 times throughout my whole career. I'm like, no one's really checking for this. But if I'm
Spec be like, I
yeah, Spec's the only one. And shout out to Spec.
am.
And that new one's coming soon. I might stream it, but then on the other side of it, I'm like, this is a game that I feel like was almost not meant for streaming. Gaming as a whole, as an industry, was not even meant for streaming. Like streaming wasn't even a concept when gaming was created. So why even hold it to that standard? So like when I'm playing something like let's say like Mario Kart World, for example, like that's not a game that you can capitalize on the multiplayer yet, like with people that not in the same way that 8 was like, because 8 was on the Switch, it's been out for such a long time, and everyone had the game, so you're always playing online, and that's a good streaming opportunity. But then with World, it's more open world, it's more exploratory, and
Mm,
it's way more fun when you can just like sit down in front of the monitor and just game, just like experience the game on your own. No camera. I don't even want to record it off stream. Like I just no recording,
right.
no cameras, no nothing, just me and the game. And that is like that's like almost a rare experience now which is insane to say because we used to game like this all the time when we weren't streamers,
Mhm.
and it goes back to the whole
It
thing
was
of like,
preach.
yeah, like we were, it's like it's weird that it's a rare experience now because like we used to do this before all this, all the streaming came in. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And I want to
gamer
say, like,
privacy.
when we go online, do you guys do this? Sometimes, yeah, there's a game that you want to play, but you know what I want to stream? What's the first thing I do, Nighthawk?
uh,
I
it's like
text you.
yeah,
I
you
text
text me.
you and the guys. You guys want to play Marvel Rivals or
Yes,
something? Because
exactly.
I feel
Yeah,
like I want to stream, and when I want to be online, I want to be with people playing things
yeah.
instead of me by myself. And that actually is me fighting myself, saying no, like maybe if I go by myself, I will play this. But then when I go online, I'm right away Marvel Rivals or Apex. Let's do something crazy. I don't know. Which
Yeah.
is, I guess, is good because I just miss playing with people. But then, in that note, I feel like lately, I don't know if you guys have noticed this. Since I started streaming, I always have done a random game out of nowhere. Like, I don't know if you guys remember when my name was not Sunebula, like my old name. I would not say it because it's a guessing test. But like when my name was before Sunebula, one of my first games was Alien.
Oh,
Like
the
really scared, like
wow.
jump scares and things, and
Mhm.
nobody remembers that. And
What?
then there was some seasons that I would play DayZ, and people were like, "Why are you
Yeah.
playing this zombie game? What the hell are you doing?" So I'm literally like that. And then now, guess what game I'm playing by myself? No streaming. You
Is
guys might guess it if you guys saw me last year.
is it the new Resident Evil?
Nope. No, not scary.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
what
like
I thought.
scary.
No, I was
No,
like,
I don't like scary. I'm playing MLB The Show.
Oh, I thought it was about to
oh
be High on
yeah, that's
Life.
right. That's
Like,
right. I remember that.
Show.
Yeah.
And it was launched yesterday or before yesterday. And I'm like, I turned on my PlayStation. I felt, oh my God, let me update this PlayStation. It's like full of like dust. And I started playing it. And I'm like, let me just, I might stream it honestly, because I think that's what I want to play. But then I guess when I go to like to Twitch or on, I'm like, oh, I want to play with the guys. Well, shoot, wow, they're playing. I don't even know what you guys are playing online. So I'll be like, what you guys are playing?
Right. Yeah. And
like
it's like,
Nighthawk
yeah.
knows, like that's what I was talking about with God of War. I was like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
I don't know if I should stream that because I played. That was one that me and Valio, like, I didn't want any spoilers, and I played that offline, and that was like a whole experience without it. And I still don't know if like it would have been the same. It really wouldn't, because y'all been like, yo, because I was just like, but but it was like kind of was really saying like, do I stream this for people to see, or should this just be a me and my thing? But yeah, that is interesting. I miss that. I miss being able to play in my living room. I will say that. Like
Yeah.
sitting up in a gaming chair, I'm like, I just want to lay down, lean, do this. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like,
just me. And sometimes it could be backwards because, like, this year, my whole thing is just like, I'm going to play this game, and the question would be, do I stream it or do I not? Or do I just play it first, stream later, or like stream it first and then play later? Like, there's multiple. It's not like a yes or no kind of thing, like a binary thing. It can switch up. And what happened was I started off the year with Friday Night Funkin', a game that's been out since like 2021. That's the thing; it doesn't always have to be a new game. It's just a game I'm interested in. I've never played it. I've always watched it, but I like the style of it. I'm getting into rhythm games. And when I was when I played it, and then off stream I decided to check out like the extra content, some of the, not DLC, but it was like B-sides of certain songs. And this beat came on. It's on one of my short videos, and this beat came on. I was like, wait a minute. Then I went back, grabbed my tripod, grabbed my phone, and just like shot it right there. I'm like, let me just replay that, but on camera for a little bit, and then that turned into like a great video. So sometimes you can have that experience for yourself, but then it can work as like something for short form, something that you want to create for other people to see. So yeah, it's all about like that. Yeah, that authentic
I was
experience.
like, I can see where rhythm game you may want to figure that out on.
I
this.
love when Nighthawk plays those games.
Yeah, I've been bringing
So
those
do
in.
I. Like,
Yeah, like I Is this about the Scott
Mm-hmm.
Pilgrim? Okay.
Because that it's like I let me if anybody missed
Oh,
it. Let
oh
me tell you
it,
why I
wait,
enjoy
wait,
that
wait,
so
wait, hold
much.
on, hold on,
Be-
real quick, hold on, hold on. So the thing is, you never know how funny something is until someone else clips it and they react to it. So I appreciate GQ for clipping this. What she's about to say right here. Okay, go ahead.
because like the way I be looking at stuff, I'm extra. So me and my sister, something would be baseline funny, and we'll add unnecessary extras on top of it and just be cracking up. So it's already one. I was like, okay, now take it, go ahead and take it. And he plays so many rhythm games, we're like, oh, he's gonna knock that out. And then he's like, oh yeah, and it's like, dance. I was like, whoa, what was all? Then it was the added where like because Paige be so like okay like she doesn't
Now,
want
oh,
to say
oh,
too much and say ooh okay so both of us like all right you want to get it. I was like I can only imagine because Nighthawk is the only one streaming so it's just like all right I have the only reaction and I'm the one effing up these buttons. He's like okay hold on because you ain't about to f me up on a rhythm thing. That's my thing. I was like to see someone when the moment but they're like okay I gotta lock in this stopped being funny right when that last dog bark or whatever because you
right,
ain't about to
yeah,
have me. I was so weak and I was like, hey yo, like it's like, but that's why
uh,
that's and I missed that and like with to Zuli's point when she was saying like she just wants to get on and play with her friends and stuff. The best thing and what I always enjoyed about Twitch, like outside of like that was never really a thing for me. I never really get all hyped up in that because I'm like, the chances is just one and whatever. It's like, yeah, I'm freaking famous off of this. It's just like, I love the fact, and I feel like we all feel there's been so many times, like well before streamer, where you can record it. We played games with our friends and had those moments where you're like, oh, I wish we could have recorded that. All anybody has is their memory, but it just like now we can have it on stream, and even if it's for that I can capture that and rewatch it until hell freezes over.
yeah,
Yes, like so sometimes, like what Zuli's saying, sometimes like F it, yeah, if we stream and like I'm not trying to do anything big, if y'all are down, who knows what can happen because we all know stream with Leo and Kaiser and everything and get the rest of us in there. You never know what's gonna be said, especially with Sako. We're not even gonna go into the Nugget era, like with all that. Could you imagine if none of that was recorded? The
right,
peace
yeah.
I would have in my life. You know what I'm saying? One nugget
DK,
short of a
you
joke.
should do like an audio of like Avengers
I
assemble, and we all appear in the same stream.
yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, write that down. But like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just that's what I enjoy so much because like we're saying, like time is happening, it moves faster than we think. And then when
Hmm.
I go back and I
Mm-hmm.
look at like old all deaf clips or even and it's just like, oh shoot, I remember that. And just to be able to reminisce is cool for that, if nothing else. So just almost the added thing of like just enjoy your life. Like instead of like where everyone feels like they got to be famous because then you see the people who are quote unquote famous they're even like I'm tired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No,
I've
I
seen
know.
you see a lot of these big streamers and they're like okay yeah it's a lot when everything is content or I got to do this. You constantly got to keep going because it's like you feed it and then people are like okay yeah and the next thing keep going keep being creative so
Yep.
I can eat it up. It's like I'm tired. I just want to chill. It's a lot. Look at Kai Cenat. He's just like
Yep.
what more do y'all want from me? And they're like that nigga was fake. I'm like, that boy was streamed for a month straight with cameras up his ass, goddamn. Let the boy rest. But you see,
Yeah.
it's just so with everything that he has, just like so you might as well just enjoy your life. If you some
Yeah.
pops from it and you turn in something, but live it up. Cause like I said, we 2-7 World War III. You're just like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Live life before War Three. But
you
like
know?
that's what I was saying that when I peak on my content creation year, I think it was 2023, I started looking so many people looking their eyes on me and I actually didn't like it. And I'm not like
Mm.
I wasn't even that famous. I'm talking about like maybe five more people like being on chat and things like that.
He
And I
like,
was
that's
like,
it.
that's it. I don't want to be in
Yeah.
people's like screens and they're taking like maybe clips of me or something. I was like, oh, like
Mhm.
I don't know. And then something like happened, and I was like, let me just live life a little. But I do want to do a question real quick, and you guys can give me your answers. But
Yeah, let's do it.
when in your streaming content creation time, you guys hit the most difficult time in terms of content, or something happened that disrupted you, and how do you got out of that, I guess? Or
Good
like the
point.
most
Hit that night
difficult
hard.
things that you'd experienced.
Most. Hmm.
True. I'm trying
There.
to think because I feel like I wade through it, so it's all just maintaining
I
I,
and
think you
maintaining.
mentioned that you were editing a lot, right? Was that maybe
yeah,
that time,
Yeah, it
or?
was kind of, but it just felt normal. Well, go ahead, Niall.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Because I was almost gonna say like one of my questions was gonna be what got you into editing, but you have kind of touched like when you mentioned all the platforms you were editing for, and as a person that is a learning editor, for just me, that is insane the workload that you had to take on back
Yeah.
then, like in it was all good content and it was all in good faith and or whatever, but it is a
Yeah.
lot. So yeah, trying to think about
Hey, you
so
came through the other side, so you survived.
true.
You
True.
made it, kid. Yeah.
Yeah. I do. Okay, so there have been a couple of streams that I'm thinking of that like just didn't work out, and you just kind of had to, even before like the Bad Bunny thing I mentioned earlier. um I remember, just off the top of my head, I feel like there's another uh version of this, but let's see. When I was playing Kirby Air Riders for the first time, and when like stream is going good, I'm like an hour in, and then all of a sudden my bit rate just goes straight into the toilet, just red.
Mhm.
And I'm just like what is, so I'm trying to figure out the problem, troubleshoot without being like, okay, I could fix it, because once my mind is set on a problem, I want to solve it, and I don't want to
Mhm.
like get off of it until it is solved. And when it just got to a point where I was like looking into like Twitch servers and trying to figure out how, basically it ended up being a problem that was outside of my control. The Twitch servers just acted up that day. So every time I tried to start the stream
Mhm.
back up, the bit rate would never go back to where it's supposed to be. Like I
Mhm.
never have bit rate issues once I figured out like where my internet should be at. So for that to happen is so rare on a new game too. That was
Yeah. It's
also
like,
just ugh. Yeah. Even actually another one, bonus one, when I first streamed Donkey Kong Bonanza,
Oh,
I'll admit it now. It's I love that game. It was very like visually amazing and like my first adventure game for Switch 2, new era and all that. I think playing it on the big screen, and I didn't take my afternoon nap, and that was a mistake. So that was the first problem. And then what built on top of that was the fact that I started feeling like car sick, like queasy, but without
oh,
actually
that
having
one.
without having the sensation of like throwing up or whatever. It was just
Mhm.
a queasiness with me, and I don't like feeling that way, especially since I'm in front of y'all. I'm trying to do like a stream, and it's like a level of performance almost I have to do, not like in a fake way, but it's like y'all are here to watch me, so I don't want to like just like be mute the whole stream. Like I'm just giving commentary
Right.
on the game and all that good stuff. So I'm like in and out the bathroom. So I have to like keep going on BRBs, thinking that is something that I just have to like get out of my system. But
Mhm.
it would just always persist. And people were, it's funny because people were coming in the stream like, why are you standing up? I'm like, dog, I'm going through it, just
man,
trying
I'm
to,
Donkey
trying to
Kong
get through it.
Bonanza.
yeah, because I'm like, I'm not stopping this game. It's a new game. I really wanted to do the stream. And it's like you're in the position of trying to keep the stream going, but you can't like, you can stop it, but it'll be a bummer if you do, and you don't want to like face that bummer part of it. And since
I was
then,
feeling it when you were going through. 'Cause I was like, I
yeah,
does it feel like this? Because I was like, I play games where I'm just like, why does it feel like I'm about to puke? And it just happens. But I was like, hey,
Mm.
Hawk, if you gotta, you know what I'm saying? She's like,
yeah.
I gotta keep going. I'm like, okay.
And even to this day, sometimes I'm good with DK Bonanza, but I think it all almost like this is like therapy or something, but it always goes back to that first stream of like maybe a little bit of embarrassment almost of like even when I play it on my own, and it's like I hit like maybe 30 minutes or an hour into the game, and I'm trying to get through this like long adventure game where you're literally destroying everything. It's colorful. I'm literally on this layer where everything is food, so I can't play it hungry, and it almost makes it worse. That feeling worse. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm really just trying to like get to the end of this game so I can like it's a good game, but every time I play it, there's always a chance I'm gonna get that queasy feeling, and it sucks because it's really a good game.
Interesting.
So
You know
You know, because
what?
I think it's. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say you should email the guys that made the game. Maybe they're gonna do something special for you, like an adjustment to the game, like
Well,
for
there
decentness.
could
I'm
be a.
serious. That could be a
Yeah,
good
because there is
feedback.
like because of
mhm.
all the colors, like it could be like the colors, the movement, and there's another thing with that because you would think like, oh, well, it's just this, and I've seen like I wish I could remember the game, but it was I think it was I want to say it's like I well because it was the Dual Shock. So what
Mhm.
game was it? I almost want to say like when Ape Escape came out, like
Yeah.
that it was like some of the movement was it was like we're doing something new and it was a little bit more than what people were used to. And it was just like, hey, be mindful, we make it a little queasy. I know like Mario Sunshine did that to me. I love that game. I would love to finish it, but it was just like and that's why I was like, hey, Nighthawk, because it was really colorful, but it was like all the different ways you can move and it's like my eyes were trying I was just like I'm gonna throw up and I had to stop playing it because it just like I kept feeling like that and I was just like I can't
Yeah.
live like this. So I never went back and I guess it was just kind of like a trigger because I felt like I would always feel like that. So in this, like I said, I was even streaming then. It was just like, you never know. So it could be something like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
don't feel bad. But I hope you
Mm.
get through it
For,
though.
for sure. Yeah. And I do want to
Those
finish it.
games are a lot.
Yeah. I don't know if I stream it. I've even like contemplated like timing it to where. Oh, look at
The thanks for the follow. I was like, well, I was like, I'm not streaming. I was
like, oh shit.
Why did I appear in the middle of your face?
because I was like, especially
That's
as soon as
funny.
I finished my thought, it was just like message, like, oh wow,
that
Or
was
an
perfect.
episode of The Office.
That was great.
oh.
Yeah, W follow though.
Yeah.
But yes, yes. Also, people who haven't been following GQ, if you most likely know me and Zuli, you probably know GQ. But just in case, please go follow her and support all her content and all that good
You
stuff.
know what's funny when you were saying like, yeah, it looks easy. I was like, until someone comes to my stream, you like, damn, this shit hard. Y'all know I'd be like, okay, breaker 19 breaker. Okay, everybody, we work together to get the stream going. Does it sound right? Who got crackle? Paige, you're hearing crackle. Let's fix the crackle.
Yep.
Like
it's a whole thing. It's a whole
I love it.
That's the other part. It just came to me. Like we are one man production teams. So we're setting up the lighting, setting up the camera, doing the editing on after like the post production pretty much. We're our own talent. We have to almost like prepare for the stream, like almost it's a level of performance. So there's things that we're doing. We're our own people doing the promo for it. Somewhat the art direction, designing overlays, every single element that you put in the streaming was work done by like most likely just one person, especially if they're on like the smaller side of it. But yeah, that also just takes a lot. That just reminded me of that.
Yeah, no, it's just like because when you do think about that stuff, you're just like, hey, like I said, y'all. I don't know if people really understand how much I appreciate y'all because the way I will freak out just because it's like y'all know one emote could go wrong and I'm like, you know what? Shut it down, delete it. You're like, you can just try it. It's okay. And I was like, it's a wrap. I was never nothing, but I thought I was something. And it's just like, damn. And it's just, but it you know what? It's when you stream, it's basically getting caught in the worst position when you're frustrated because like you got an audience and everyone's watching you struggle and it just kind of like you just in your mind you feel like it's like tick 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 and you feel like people like me when you're gonna do something now it's like and no one's even thinking that but you're like I don't know especially when you have no clue like why isn't this button working why isn't this and I mean when y'all be just like hey we ain't even and I like the way that has brought that the anxiety down like by 50% I'm like you know.
Hmm.
But then that when I was thinking about that, some of the worst times I've had is when you're trying to do a collab stream. So you have everybody streaming, everybody like most. I think one of the major ones. That's funny because that one's probably one of the ones I end up watching the most sometimes when I'm not doing anything. Is the stream? If you guys remember, I forgot how many years back now. We were trying to play Lethal Company. It was like the stream that never happened. We were trying to get Lethal Company going. It was a 3 hour stream. Goddamn, we never even played the goddamn game because
Yeah.
everybody was struggling to get it together. But it's like when you have, especially like when you're dealing with like a like if Cleo stream, you got Cleo, Kadeem, Pat, Max is doing her thing or this, that, and you have then you feel the pressure of like, oh, this shit isn't working. Even like when I was streaming with Ren and stuff, and then you're like, oh my God, you got
Oh
like
yeah, I remember
people
that.
that you're
Yeah.
like, I do not want to waste their time. Why isn't this working? And you're trying to be cool, like, yeah, yeah. You're like, so
Mm.
it's a lot of pressure, and it's even worse when then it doesn't work, and you feel like you're the reason why. Just like, yeah, this shit is looking ghetto because somebody, it's just, but overall, it's just like all you can do is breathe. And I will say the most common like tech issue as far as the resolving is just plug and unplug. So
Yep.
many times you just
Yep.
undo the thing that was probably gonna make it right. And you're like, I was 2 steps about to pull out a like a owner's manual to figure out. It's just like,
Hmm.
now we just need a little reset. It's just like, you
Yep.
know, it's that. And that's a lot of pressure. And it's like when I see a lot of people starting their stream new and they're like, oh my God, this is going wrong. Everyone that streams is like, oh no, because it's
Uh,
gonna go wrong.
yeah.
It's like
It's like
it's
what?
gonna
Yep.
like
Y'all told me when
Mm.
I began, I was like, oh, like Max in the chat in that first stream is like, oh my God, he's having his first streamer problem.
yeah,
Like,
it's like
literally.
yeah, Nat knows. I was like, oh Nat, this is
Mm.
this was destined to happen. Everything with you, and for sure, sometimes I
Yep.
think like video issues would be it. It's audio. Audio
Is
is
audio.
the worst.
Audio. The worst.
Audio is number one, the worst tech issue that you will have because either you can hear, they can't hear you, or you can only hear through this, or especially if it's a game and it has like proximity chat, you don't, and it's just like, oh my God, like,
I
Yeah.
literally, until this day, audio is the worst thing. Like
oh
I
yeah.
even know how to reroute the music on the OBS and how to put it on the VOD. I already have that, but then I want to listen to music here. Like at this point, I'm like, you know what? I give up. I will not choose
Yeah.
to listen to anything.
Have you
But
ever
Right.
like, wait, when you had a stream and you're like, okay, cool, let me go back and go get a clip, and you realize either there was no game audio
oh my
or
god.
either that it was like
Oh,
you're too loud or you couldn't like some multiple times
yep.
it would be like I'm loud and then I couldn't hear you guys in the chat worth nothing. And I'm
And
like
nobody
it
in
just
chat tells you
that's what I'm saying.
anything.
Something you're like, why did anyone say it? Like, well, it sounded fine to us. Or that a lot of times, and I gotta realize, like, sometimes people just have you up and they don't even know. I remember, I think Persephone was having a problem, and I was just watching it, and Max was playing, but I had either one of their streams
Oh
up
yeah.
and muted everybody else so it wouldn't go crazy. So I'm like, I didn't notice that your audio wasn't going because I was, and it's just like, and it's the worst. Be like, man, that was a good stream. Let me, and you're like, oh,
Uh
I have nothing. And you're like,
Well, you know what's crazy
hours.
also? Like when you're streaming, you're giving audio, but then that happened to me when I realized it was that in the OBS, the VOD audio was no going in. So people did
Ooh,
hear me on the stream, but the
that
VOD
was
was
it.
empty. And I
Yeah.
was like, damn it, what
yeah.
is going on?
That's a good one. Cause that one I remember Kadeem had to explain that a little bit to me because that like even when because that's the main thing that you use to like if you want to put music on your stream without getting, copyright strike. And I think I did that from one
Mm.
stream and then realized I did something with the audio with something else. And I was like, but you guys said like we could hear it. What you talking about? And it just like the VOD is just like I'm
Yeah.
like,
Right.
oh
What? It's like you are playing this in silence.
Like,
right.
like the thing is, music. So audio wise, music is the hardest thing to do for any type of content because everyone has
Oh.
different copyright issues. Like, and as a
Mhm.
lover of music, this is one of the biggest hurdles, especially like on the YouTube end. YouTube, IG, even when you're on IG Live and something's playing in the background, like you're playing your
Oh yeah,
playlist on
yeah.
speaker, it instantly gone. Like you can't go live anymore. So they're super super strict. one time I got copyrighted on something on IG after using the person's audio, which I don't know how that even worked. That was like UMG flagged one of my reviews in my story. It wasn't even a post on the story. And it gets to a point where I'm just like, you know what,
I
forget
don't
it.
understand IG at all because I see all
Yeah,
those cases and then I see all these people making content of videos with music,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
I'm like,
nothing.
well, how
I'm
did
like,
y'all do it?
yeah.
how this is happening?
And it's like stuff I'm supposed to be able to use. Same thing happened on YouTube Shorts one time. An audio that I personally picked from their selection page, got flagged. Like I'm
No
supposed to be able to
Medical
use this,
security.
right? Like I didn't get it. And then going back to Twitch, one of the biggest misconceptions when people start streaming is like they're using. There's nothing wrong with this, but with desktop audio, there's it's like a setting like you can use like any, it can pull any audio from your desktop. But as you keep streaming, you'll learn that there's some audios that you don't want, especially music. Maybe during a certain scene, you don't want the Discord going off on a BRB screen because who knows what's
Yeah.
being said. And then so then it starts to become a thing of like, okay, every scene needs its own audio settings, which also takes kind of like basically hours to set up, and you have
Yep.
to remember all that. And even like my last music talk, I wanted to, the whole intention was to do the VOD will just have to be muted and it'll just have to be me talking. But then sometimes I'm just like, who would just want to sit here and watch me talk for like 3 hours about artists they don't even know? So that's the other thing.
It may.
Yeah, and it's like,
That would be me.
oh, okay, for sure, appreciate it. But yeah, and it's like it is what it is, because like if I play that on the VOD, there's a chance that it might not get muted if it doesn't
Yeah.
catch it, but then it probably will. And then if I'm commentating over that, then my part's gonna get muted on the Twitch side.
That sucks.
Yeah, and
Because
then
there's been
yeah,
like a time, like I think before you figured out how to fix it or something, like also what it does is like it'll like take even like what is it, almost 15 or 30 seconds before the audio that is about to flag starts.
yes,
So
yeah,
then you lose that and that. And I was like, what did he say? And it's just like,
Right.
oh, and it just like, and that sucks even more because you're like, well, shit. You know what I'm saying?
one of my
Content creation be hard.
yes, like one of my best streams was the MJ Experience stream for my birthday in like 2024.
yeah.
Could
Yeah.
not, like, I could reproduce the content from that, I think, because actually I don't remember how I got the content, but oh wait, no, it was on the VOD, but not as many things got muted on the VOD side. But the minute I tried to highlight it, they said, oh no, you use Billie Jean. Gotta be starting
Ooh.
something. They caught like maybe like half the songs.
Hell no.
Yeah, like let me get
That's
this and
crazy.
this. Luckily they didn't get ghosts, so that's the only remnants of a full stream that people can get on the highlight side of it. But no, it's stuff
So-
like that that is just
Question.
Mhm.
So would it okay, so you said when you try to make it a highlight, because then I'm wondering like if you try to pull it, like a lot of it, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like if you try to download it, sometimes like if you had that gig where it wasn't flagged as much if you just had looked at the whole stream, but then when you try to highlight it, that it was like duh, like is there a way you could have downloaded? Because that happened. Y'all know sometimes I'll do a random like little music stream or something like that.
Mhm.
I will say this, a little trick if you can get it. If you go almost immediately after the stream, and even if you like either quick record it or do something, like I would, because I would, like that's why I switched to Apple. Is like I'll screen record it real quick, and I'll be able to screen record it with the music on there before they get a time to really review the whole video, and then
yeah.
they'll start flagging it or muting it. Like
Mhm.
that works. So if it's really
yeah.
something like, ooh, if you go like within, I think it's like 6 to 12 hours is a good chance before they like mute.
Right,
So,
yeah. Okay, that's a good point.
That's something too.
Yeah,
Nice.
for sure. And that's good for like repurposing content as well.
Watch, we're using this stream together, and then Twitch is like, noted. We'll go and take that too. Thank you. Like, oh, well, like,
Right.
Taking notes.
Thank
Well,
you.
get us that bot. If you're gonna take notes, get us the Bad Bunny bot. But okay.
You know,
Yeah,
while you're
yeah,
at
yeah.
it, you're so damn nosy.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I want to say actually and share that one of the hardest experience I've had in content creation, you guys might have seen it. I mentioned that one of the reasons I skipped streaming almost 2 years ago was first like my health issues, but then the reality of what got me out, and I was like, you know what, I'm out. You guys saw it on stream live. I broke down crying because my freaking computer kept crashing.
oh
Oh
Apex.
man,
yeah.
I couldn't
I
play
remember. Yeah.
Apex. I
that
couldn't
was
play
rough.
Marvel Rivals. And I was like, this is when I'm gonna do it. Because remember, I had a lot of people in the chat trying to help me out with the PC.
Yep.
Basically, obviously, it was that my PC was old already. Because all these 4 or 5 years, I've been streaming and gaming from the same PC.
Bless that PC's heart.
Yeah.
Because I'm mouse and keyboard. But then I
Mhm.
maximized as much as I could from that Alienware, which I'm talking about you, PC. She's still here,
She's
but
like, hey.
it's gonna crash. But like, I never actually got money to buy anything else, so that's what it did. It like almost 2 years
uh,
ago, I just crashed on stream. GQ, I started crying. People were like, oh no, they'd be like, stop crying. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm gonna not stream anymore Apex. Like, I literally uninstall Apex. I install everything. And that's when I will say, like, I'm not gonna stream until I get a new PC. And guess
Hmm.
what? I spend the freaking money because I want to game again. And I have a new PC. And finally, I can stream from this one and game from this one at the moment. So we'll
Hmm.
see if any
Hey,
other
I give you PC
problems.
players mad props. I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me try to do one more thing on this damn computer other than because like that's where I get away with a lot of it. And that like when I got this, because one, I already had a Mac, so to get a PC, I'm
Mm,
like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, well, what do we? So then it was just like stream off a Mac, are you? So I was like, so I had to get a PC to be able to actually stream
uh,
better. But so when I do stuff, that's why I'm like primarily I'm like I do all my stuff off of the console, so that's taking a big load where basically computer just like okay, I just got to present the show, I don't have to run the show. So
Yep.
sometimes when I try to play stuff like Steam games and me getting into that, that's a lot of times I don't do that much because this computer's like fucking try it, let's all figure out if we're gonna work, and I'm like ooh, so that's a lot, and it like it sucks now because where I'm like okay, like maybe I would need to upgrade it. They're like, with what RAM? For what?
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just like, ooh, yeah. So that's the other crazy ass part. Like, if you already have your PC set up now, you were pretty much sitting on a gold mine because with all this AI stuff and these data centers taking up everything, that's everything. Just like, ooh, So
Yeah.
yeah, we
That's
gonna
what I'm
we gonna keep
saying.
it going, baby. Don't don't fail me now. So
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I do not recommend getting an Alienware, definitely, because it has like a lifetime. Like I can play until literally 2 years ago when he crashed and he couldn't game and stream at the same time. And you cannot upgrade it because they make the motherboards little on purpose.
ooh.
They cut the parts, so you cannot upgrade it.
Hmm.
I don't know what year you got yours, but it was funny
Mhm.
because I ended up hearing. I'm sure you probably like, oh, I heard about it too once it gave up the ghost. But like Alienware used to be like known for what it was. Obviously, it's just like oh Alienware, but somebody else bought them, and they didn't
Oh.
uphold what Alienware used to be. But they
Oh.
have,
Mm.
they have everything where the history of what Alienware is. So everyone still's like, yeah, Alienware is, but they're not doing what it used to do. So that's why like I would see where people are like, oh, I'm having problems, or I would, my nerdy ass, I would just be watching random YouTube stuff, and that's why I learned about it. They explain. I'm like, oh shit, and it's just like, but I couldn't catch the year when that happened. I was like, that's
That would
shiesty
make
as hell.
sense.
Yeah,
That
because
would
it was
make
just like,
sense because I have the model that the computer it's like small, but I don't know if you've
mm,
seen that the latest they made, it's Area 51. And those PCs are like old school, like they're big, so they're supposed to
mm-hmm,
work. But the one that
Hmm.
I got, it's a small, cute one they did, but I didn't
yeah,
know the part that, oh, by the way, you will never upgrade it because we cut your motherboard. So there's no part that can
damn,
fit in there.
Yeah.
that's crazy. But yeah, see, that's the kind of stuff that you'd be like, I'm already trying hard enough. You know what I'm saying? The budget was already tight, and then y'all gonna play me like this. We're now just like sucks to suck. It's like,
Well,
Right.
oh, like an idea. And if I like, because I want to talk about this so bad. So y'all please bring me back if y'all ever decide to talk about this. Like
Yeah.
literally, I've been watching so many YouTube things about like games and the quality of games and like the companies and then like the tea that's happening. Hit me up. Not just because I've been thinking about a lot of this stuff and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
Yeah,
so
yeah, you know,
just know
I'm
I
right
got a
down.
gaggle of tea. Like
Gaming. I'm gonna call it gaming now versus then,
mm.
and we will brew on
Are
that.
people running out of ideas of creation?
I look indie. You see why? It's not the sole reason why I play indie games, but indie games have like they represent what gaming should always have, like always has been. Like there's so Steam moving to Steam was the best decision I made in like the beginning of this year because there's so many creative games out there, but people only just think of like the Call of Duties, the Maddens, like the big AAA games that like even the Apexes, and those are good games in their own right. They have their own fan bases, but still, like there are always there are always
they're
new.
not good. I'm kidding. Sorry. Yeah.
He's like Apex, not anymore.
I've eaten from that place.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
But I think like to that point, real quick, back what you're saying with the AAA games, I think even though I didn't play it, but I've watched multiple gameplay and still watching it. Like that's why to not have played it, I am a big advocate of like Resident Evil 9 because for that to be that to me is what people would expect that they should get from their games. You know what I'm saying? Where just like if it's a sequel or this, that, and the other, that's the quality we're looking for. That's
Is
what
that
we
the
want.
newest? The newest one?
Yeah, that one. Even my physical therapist was like, and they did it right, 10 out of 10. And Nighthawk knows. I was just like, oh, so that was game of the year. I didn't even play it. I've seen enough to just that's game of the because
Yeah.
that game to easily say it gave fans literally what they wanted, and it was just like that's how you should do it. So it's just like it's sad because like that's so rare now because we get half-made games that flop before they even get out good. But like I said, that's what I'm like. Hit me up when y'all ready to get into that.
Wait, hold up. This is bringing something back, Nighthawk. Do you remember the conversation we had with Deem about the game of the year on that year?
Yes.
GQ.
Yeah.
What do you think about Astrobot being the game of the year of 2024 versus
that's
Black Wukong?
Oh, we all know. I was just like, what? Now we all know I love the little cute stuff, but Black Wukong,
That's
was
what I'm
like
saying.
that was the levels of that. Like I just felt like we should have had a different category. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna do that, then we should have had a different category because just the art. Y'all know I'm a sucker for some art, but just the art style of it and the time. I'm not saying they didn't have, but you know what I'm saying though. It's just like it's like how can like Elden Ring and those kind of games win, and then Black Wukong come in and we're like, oh, we're gonna give it to it's like oh my God, I don't want to sound effed up by saying it, but it's just like Astrobot was pretty much a blown out game from what you get from, oh, you got a PlayStation 5, here's a starter game, and then you guys made a bigger game.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like you got Black Wukong, you're like, yeah, hey, the little bot blew you out. What? Like
that was actually crazy.
Yeah.
Like someone just needs to admit, like, who didn't like somebody? They're just like, hey, you know what? I got you, buddy. Wait to the like that. I was like, hey, and honestly, that right there is why I don't like award shows. Like because I needed to realize because this was like years ago. Like I stopped really watching award shows because I would be so pressed that what I was rooting for didn't win. And not just because like what I wanted should have won, but it was just like literally it's just like it's stacked. It should have won. And they're like, we picked that random thing over there. And you're like, and I would be so upset.
God, yes.
That are just like, you know what? I just gotta stop. I know I enjoyed it. And that's where we're gonna end it because that's not gonna stop me from playing it or still think that it's great. And it's just, but yeah, that one was I was like,
Nighthawk and I did like a whole awards stream as well, and we were like our predictions, and then we compared to the actual awards. And the biggest that got me, the best audio was Battlefield. I'm like, you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't.
A shooting game was the best audio.
And I'm like,
Wait, who else? I can't remember who else was on that. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to remember too, because it's like
because of Battlefield. What,
I would be
boots on
like,
the ground and
there's
bullets?
no way. I was like,
exactly,
there's no way
yeah.
shooters are gonna get best audio. There's no way. Versus like older games that have so much beautiful sounds and things. I don't know.
Like the level of immersion of other, when you find the other games, it's gonna be one where I'm like, okay, that definitely should have won it over Battlefield. And maybe the audio is just really damn good. I never played the game, but sure, maybe.
The only way I could see for like a shooter, and not to be biased, but I'm like, the only way I could see where a shooter would have got some good audio if it was Destiny 2. But if it was like a game that had like a lot of like real story based in it, you know what I'm saying? Because like Call of Duty, people like campaign, just get, you know what I'm saying? So if that's what you're basing off of, something like that, then it's like, you know, let's go to what
Get ready.
Please let
Get
me
ready.
know. I'm ready.
Battlefield 6 was the winner, but the nominees additional was Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Dead Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yote, and Silent Hill F.
I think my pick was Silent Hill because of how Silent Hill is.
My pick was Silent Hill because I'm like, for a horror game, you have to have the best audio for sure.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. At this point, who paid who off? Because it's so egregious that it's just kind of like someone just didn't like somebody, or someone just went in there and just wanted to just mess up people's day. Because there's no way. With all those other choices, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Seeing that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't, because I'm like already like, so I need someone to write me a full Nighthawk report of why you feel like that was better than this, because that makes no sense to me. I'm like, cause even still, I'm like, with the Astrobot and the Black Wukong, I was just like, show me the data. Show me the data. Like, what was it like shot for shot that was just like, well, the audio compared to, well, when you just let me see it. Let me see you say it with a straight face.
If it's gameplay, it might make sense, because Astro Boy will be a game that kids will play, adults will play, everybody was playing. So hopefully they didn't use gameplay volume, because obviously Black Wukong was played by adults only. Like, kids are not.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, then we need to switch up the categories. It's kind of like YouTube.
I know.
YouTube. You know, it's just like,
they should have been like the most played video game. That could have been like.
Yeah, like if you just want to give somebody an award, let's do that. But let's not, you know.
Right.
But okay.
And it's like, to that point, like the whole like other people's opinions to weigh, like, okay, you actually played the game. What do you actually fully think about this game? I was team Expedition 33 for sure this past year for that, because people were like, I'm so sick of that damn theme playing every time they every time, because they won so much, but it was so deserving. Even if I haven't, like, that's another game I still need to like play. And again, it goes back to the whole like, do I stream it? I need to grind? I won't reach a part where I need to grind to beat a certain boss. And once we get to there, I'm like, okay, I need time for that, and I can't always just turn on the game and just like do it, because it's going to be a short time if I do it on my own, or just wait till streaming. But I want to stream other stuff, so yeah, it's just that whole thing. But Expedition 33 is like a really great experience, and it's one of those things. With the hard thing about award season is that everyone arguing just wants their own thing to win, without sometimes considering what else was there. Like we just had the Oscars recently, whole season of like people not understanding Sinners, and you got all these One Battle After Another fans. One Battle After Another is a good movie, but Sinners, especially for us in our culture, for me personally,
an amazing movie.
Exceptional. So many things. To this day, there's a video I just saw breaking down all the differences between Smoke and Stack as characters, and how Michael B. Jordan played them.
She was talking about the dimples.
The dimples is one thing, and then the shoes that they walked in, Smoke walked slower, so he got like bigger size shoes to walk slower in. And even like how Smoke doesn't roll his own blunts, because he has like PTSD, so his hands are shaking, so he can't roll them. So someone else is usually rolling his blunts. Like I didn't even catch that.
Boy.
So
That's
many,
why I'm like, I
yeah,
want to rewatch that. That right there, children, is acting. Because
yeah,
the way that you could play two different people and you know it's the same person, but you actually feel a different way per one of them.
mm-hmm.
Like when one of them, like I would say, like I think it was the whole thing with Stack, and I was like, God, why? Like it wasn't the same person. I felt so. I was just like, that's acting, children.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Hmm.
that, and
So well
that's why I was so
deserved.
mad he wasn't getting awards earlier. And I'm like,
Yep.
oh, this is what we doing.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm glad he's getting. That's
That's
why
a whole
everybody is
other
glad Rich finally.
conversation
Yeah,
that we
I'm
know.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, but I'm glad to see you getting it because it's just like y'all can only sit up there and downplay that so long. Because then the song, like every time I hear that music, I get chills because it's so good. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's I love it.
And you know what? Actually, I do have another question, and I'm gonna answer it first because like, what is there anything you've seen, any piece of entertainment recently that has inspired you for a stream, like for future content?
Mm.
Because for me, that I Lie to You scene is like something I even have wanted to do to show the connections of music across time because no one really talks about that in such a concise way. Like it's usually like it's such a complex thing to like link blues music to rock to hip hop to ballet to our ancestral music and all of it working together. Like that's a very hard thing to pull off, but in the theaters it was such it was a transformative experience. I'm like, this is the type of stuff I feel, but I never knew how to even put it to screen. Like, never. I'm not a director. I don't know how to like make a
Right.
movie. So it was amazing. So I want that connection of music. I want people to know that more, like to how all that stuff works, and to bring back awareness of certain genres because it's not just the stuff you hear on the radio. It's not just the stuff that's like maybe a niche. All of it all of it connects, all of it matters, all of it works together. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say like, I mean, and props to you because I like do the bless your young heart, but it's literally it's that like the time that you take to for someone who loves music as much as you do, like we all love music, but you take the effort to go back so you know like okay where this came from. And me when I hear because I was going to work and I was listening to you and you were talking about stuff that I know my mom would have jumped out of her seat for like what I know he ain't listening to such. I was like oh my mama talk about that so I'm like oh she like that's really impressive. And the thing is like and just almost to kind of tether like some of the stuff we've been talking about, it's that when you're doing any kind of content creating or stream or whatever, it's more so what you need to do is make it about you because like
Mm-hmm.
even though I may not know all this and we all know like I said I'm bad with names this that and the other, but when people are excited for your excitement about something, so
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes I'll hear stuff see stuff and I'm like oh I wonder what Nighthawk thought about it or that just that when I sent you a couple of like rhythm game things about it like I may not know that much about it or be able to break it down but here do the thing. So like when you do that I like it's that I'm excited to see you get excited about breaking it down or how you feel about it or how you construct it in that kind of way. So yeah, because that's fire. Because like seeing and hearing some of that is amazing. And then even just like if you think about it, just as much as how we listening to like the director and how this like taking a shot, like okay, well I did this shot specifically when they were going to the church and it had the three
Yeah.
crosses perfectly. It was just like things that I'll be like,
the,
but
the
when you
the
learn it and
IMAX
you
the
see it,
IMAX video that he did, he was like
that
I just loved real quick. I just loved the way he says like perforations. I didn't know what that meant before he started doing it. He was like, yeah, this is how this format and this is that format. And I don't know much about IMAX, but see again his passions. It makes you want to like learn it too, and that was great.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's like because what's good like he like
Yes, yeah.
Brandy he like what is it Brandy was like oh I got tickets so we can go see Sinners again with the what is it what size millimeter was it 70 90
It,
whatever
it,
whatever
it,
the
it was like
size.
IMAX, but like IMAX for the entire movie, like the entire
Yeah, so
movie.
it's like they did it like a certain thing and it was special and she was like, "Oh, because obviously with him being a director, that means so much to him. He's looking at it through a different lens than what we're seeing. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I always get excited about that. I'll like, and even just out of like movies and stuff, like y'all know, like now I haven't seen Naruto for real. And then God forbid if y'all watch me when I was playing Dragon Ball Z, and the way I was like, so what's up with baby Goku? And they're like, God, what? I was like, what? But like I think I brought it up in my stream. Like, if you guys haven't seen like the back and forth when RDC will be talking about like different things like that, when you have people who have like really like, and this is just fans like really into a like an anime or this, that, and the other. I haven't seen Naruto,
Mm-hmm.
not a damn. But watching people go back and forth and what certain things meant to them, I love watching that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
fun watching someone's passion, their interest, and them talking about it. So that's why it's like you might as well do what you like, because actually people just want to see what you're into. So I'm looking forward to that. So please let us know, because I'm nosy. And I'm like,
For sure.
Exactly. I think that's one of the reasons like we also did these episodes because we love talking and yapping about entertainment, music.
Mm-hmm.
We like talking about gaming, content creation. And I was like, you know what? Let's just do this episode every month because I think it's actually amazing to bring people and talk about all this.
yes.
But I feel
Right.
like when you guys were talking about sinners, it actually brought me a little that vibe of Bad Bunny. Because in that stream I explained the reason why Bad Bunny music on this last album it's so special to Puerto Ricans is because he
Yep.
brought up a genre that has been almost forgotten, which is plena and
Mm.
bomba that our African ancestors in the island will play. He brought that genre to 2026. So that's why that stream was amazing because I explained that the Africans that were in Puerto Rico through slavery and everything, they actually teach us bomba and plena, and we in Puerto Rico get raised learning how to dance that and how to play that, and that's the genre he
Mm.
put on in his last album. So that's why I was telling you in that stream that music it's so important, and I actually was caught by surprise that an artist that an
Mm-hmm.
island and even people don't know about bomba plena he literally brought it back from the past and history. So that's like similar. We were talking about sinners, like talking about genres that people forget that where it comes from to be this or to be reggaeton or to be this type of genre.
I'm gonna
And
need
that's
y'all
it.
to redo that stream. Like, and even if y'all just hard record it and y'all do a sinners, because I saw a lot of from Zuli's story and how passionate, when you were seeing
Yeah.
it
Yep.
happen live. And I just, what most people say, we don't know what he's saying, but yeah, it's cool. But it's just like for someone who really knows the history with that, I want to learn about that because hell if I know. So it's just like, that please do that. Like, I know it sucks
Mm-hmm.
that it got erased or whatever, but I would really appreciate if you guys did that and to get your feedback and how you view sinners. I think that would be fire to really see that.
And you know what? There's a way to even connect it to an overall topic of like, I think the reason why
About
I
music
like
history, right? Like
mu-
something like that.
music history,
Mm-hmm.
like how
Yep.
There you
history
go.
is so important of anything, like even like within like the politically speaking, there's always a reason why anything has happened, and people have such a tendency to ignore it or dismiss it, but it's always been there, and it provides you proper context for why something is the way it is now, whether it be music, whether it be anything. Like there's a history to, and there's a history to people like solo
Mm-hmm.
people, and that's what some people are missing from their like stories of this stuff. Like when I was listening to the Bad Bunny's albums, when I got to his most recent album, and it felt there was an air of importance with it that felt like it was going back to something original. Like you could feel it even
Mm-hmm.
when you watched the short film that he accompanied with it. The themes in that film, just to briefly go over it here, is that Puerto Rico is not what it always stood for, or what it's not. It doesn't represent its traditional values. It's almost like it lost a part of itself in this new age of being. Like you're gonna get to a point where you have a Puerto Rico without Puerto Ricans, like the original people of this
Mm-hmm.
land. Which that type of story has happened for multiple countries. There's a
Yeah.
song called basically it's about like how he's saying, I hope Puerto Rico doesn't suffer the same fate as Hawaii. And something that I
Ooh.
learned was how Hawaii had its own culture, its own people,
Mhm.
but ever since it got like annexed into the United States, it lost a
They're
lot
the
of
most
that culture.
expensive place to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it lost a lot of that history. And Bad Bunny's like, I hope it's not the same for my people. So he's really representing. Even
I'm telling you,
one of the
you guys
guys.
have to listen to the last album because it's
Yeah,
actually historical, and that's why I tear up every time I listen to it because I'm like, how this guy that does reggaeton brought this amazing album. Like that's what my whole like in shock. Like
and
how this guy got the idea of telling history through an album. It's kind of crazy.
yeah, like
Yeah,
there's a
because I would
story
hear
there.
Bad Bunny, I heard the name, and then but it was like whenever I heard him, it was like he was featured on something. And here's me
Hmm.
being all like when they like, oh, he's gonna do the Super Bowl, and then then as soon as I'm like, okay, cool, they're just like, but we don't want him doing Super Bowl because I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I'm like,
Oh, that was
what's it?
hilarious.
And I was just like, what's the problem? And I'm just like, all right, whatever, I was like, okay. So I was just like, well, they was like, Bad Bunny's this, that. I'm like, how many followers does the man have? I'm like, where have I been? I was like, what? And
This
I
is
just
yeah,
didn't know. And I was just like, so like, and like nothing else, do it for the people that are too busy to keep up with everything. So like I said, like the way you're breaking that down, it makes me more interested to be like, okay, well, shoot, I was listening to we're looking for something else to listen to. And a lot of times, like a lot of the music that's be happening, like I'll be honest, I got that little, what is it, iTunes whatever subscription, they
mhm.
just playing everybody for the money, and I listen to the same 6 or 7 songs because I'm like, it's just not the same finding new music the way that it used to. So it's just like,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to hear about how many cars someone got, how much ass somebody's shaking, who's, just like, oh my
Yeah.
God, like it'd be cool to listen to something with some meaning or just, because I love a story. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, let me hear it. I would love to, a nice little solid suggestion. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh,
like I said, I would love to hear all of it. Please let me
I,
know.
I'll tell you right now, two albums, two new albums. One's coming out this Friday. Another one's coming out next Friday. If you guys follow my stories, you'll probably know. Um, Alex Isley, I think it's called "When the City Sleeps."
Okay.
She's
Mm.
like from a part of like the Isley family, so coming from the Isley brothers. I forgot how exactly
Okay.
they're related, but she really amazing like R&B, like great singer, kind of like closer to like a smooth neo soul kind of vibe, almost
Mm-hmm.
quiet storm sort of. But and then there's Ray, Raye. She,
Okay.
Ray, it's amazing.
how would you
She
describe
caught my
her?
attention on one of the shows
Salute.
that they do and bring people.
It was the Grammys. She had a song called
Yeah.
Oscar winning Tears.
Oh
Um
my god.
that
Yes.
performance, that song doesn't even sound like that on the album that she
It
did
Damn.
sounds
originally
so
did it on.
amazing the way that she performed. And actually, Nighthawk, that's the reason in Discord we have a music vibes channel GQ. If you want to check it out here and there, Nighthawk is always bringing songs for us to discover, but also I do the same. Like it's not like, hey, listen to this. So today, that's the reason I asked Nighthawk, like, hey, people, like whoever's on the Discord, give me your top 3 recommended artists and top 3 albums because I kind of want to hear more music that I don't know. Because sometimes we get stuck hearing the same things and we don't get to explore like other genres that I haven't exploring.
I
And the
know I'm
only
putting a lot
way
on y'all. Cause you're talking about, could y'all like, I know maybe I would just make it work for folks and maybe just make it seem like I'm lazy. But like
No,
what
no,
you're
no,
talking, what
ask.
you're saying, I'm like, oh well, snaps. Like, so I'm looking it up and trying to figure all this stuff out right now. That would be so fire if like what you guys are saying, you guys, if that's what you guys do, and then like you said,
Mhm.
top 3 or whatever, and then like if it's a segment and you guys a show or something like that, we're just like, hey, this is it. We hear a little snippet, so we're just like, okay, you talk about it, and I'm like, okay, like, cause that's my way to add music to my list, like,
Yeah,
because I'm so busy with trying to catch up with stuff, and we all know like Discord stuff, you'll get like 1,000
Yeah.
pings, and I'll see it, and some days I'm like, okay, let me click on it. Then I get a call, and then it like goes away and stuff. But like, if you guys are like, hey, this is like, Nighthawk and Zuli's like top 10 of the month, and we're like, okay, so what's that? Like, I would pull up like, okay, so what are we listening to? Nothing else so I can talk about it. Like, I know I'm giving y'all a lot of work, but I'm excited. Like, this would be This would be very helpful to someone like me.
No, we should do that because, and that's why I did the music talk last stream,
We
because I'm
do
like,
it already, like in Discord. I feel like
yeah, like
we just gotta put it out.
and honestly, what I post in your Discord is also going in GQ's Discord. So everyone's, if you have a music channel, will hate to see me because I'm always, I'm always
I be
posting.
seeing, but like, I be loving where I like, I could be like, okay, like let me like try to get some, especially God forbid, me try to do a little workout and get a little something. But then, like I said, it's always like squirrel, and then I got to do something else. But like that.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I was doing the music stream, like doing that last stream because like sometimes when I post music on my story, like sure people can read it, sure you can go to like Spotify straight from that story, but to your point, something everyone's like busy and everyone's like not like they may not get into it in that moment. But if I'm talking about Gorillaz, the band, for an entire stream, maybe you might be interested in being like, oh, that song did sound good. Let me go ahead and cue it up on the side. So that could be something that people get into because like I think people like a person talking directly to them about something in a visual more than like the actual like text being there. So that's something that like that can be that could be done in the future for sure. I'm actually gonna write that down.
Yeah, because what, like, what's funny, because, like, Van used to, like, because, like, Van
Yeah.
and Ren, they would perfectly start streaming when I would go to work. So they were like my radio show. And Van, his behind his soundboard, he would, like, but he would just be doing, like, whatever, like, I guess maybe people suggested or something like that. And I would hear, like, random new music because he would just bring it up. And I think sometimes maybe just music videos. I don't know because I was driving. But either way, I'm just listening to it. And they would just be like, okay, let's listen to it. They listened to a snip, and it was like, I think you voted like yay or nay, or whatever his like
Yeah.
little words were. And then like, yeah, just like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But it's that kind of energy that I'm like, yeah, if y'all did y'all version of how y'all would do it, that would be really helpful to like get people into more music than because sometimes you gotta lead a horse to water. I'm horse.
I feel like this has been happening for a long time. I feel like you can't trust the big record companies to even push out the good stuff anymore.
No.
Like, or anyone on radio or anyone on TV, because some of the stuff that used to be standard or used to be like seen as creative, that was pushing the mainstream before, but now it's seen as niche. So like it's all these echo chambers of like good artists. And sometimes it's not even, it's like stylistically good. Like it may not match the traditional, it may not match like a traditional version of a genre, but it could be this like, I would recommend, it may not be for everyone, but Baby Keem's new album, he's Kendrick Lamar's cousin. They had like a whole era back in 2021. But throughout these 5 years, this album has kind of detailed his family struggles. Like there's stuff where it would kind of sound like a modern trap song, but it has this emotional edge to it to where I'm like, damn, he's been going through something. And I see why you've been gone for 5 years and all that. Right? So all the family struggles, all the things of like he doesn't like fame, but where every track that's like that, it's also a track where it's like he's just talking to shit and like typical rap stuff. It's kind of like, I don't want to say it's like his GNX by Kendrick, but Kendrick had that same balance of like a hype song and like a slower, more reflective song, and it was like perfectly balanced throughout the album. I feel like Casino, Baby Keem's new album, was kind of just like that. So stuff like that.
Is that going to drop, or it's already out?
It's already out.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were talking about a single and then the album was gonna eventually. Oh, okay.
See, this is the other part too, because it's been music dropping every single week.
But that's what I'm saying. You're the one that knows about all this, because if it's for me, I'm like, where do I get this news? Like, I'm not listening to the whole world music. Like,
Thank you. I'm like, where do I get the news? Because the way I can't even. I wish I knew what year I stopped listening to the radio. Like, absolutely.
Exactly. Done. And even the radio, I feel like sometimes just do replays of old songs. They're not putting like the new stuff out.
Tried randomly. I was like, let me just see it. We're talking about like 5-year difference. I'm like, let me see what they're playing. Same shit they were playing. I was like, I wouldn't find new music here. So it just like, That's all. I just gotta go to the like people I know. What's hot? What y'all listening to? So
You know what? One of the YouTube channels that put me on that I recommended to Nighthawk, it was the Colors. Colors YouTube
yes.
Yeah,
channel.
GQ
Because
likes that
he
too.
was
Mm-hmm.
so freaking new
Mm-hmm.
artists, and I'm like, oh, that's how I discovered a
Hmm.
lot of good.
Yep.
Like that girl that I brought the music to Discord one time, her music is like beautiful. Like I love all that type of music.
Yeah. Y'all just reminded me of a post I need to bring back up. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to remember it. It's in my comedy videos folder in IG, and I need to find it. It's like what the radio sounds like today. It'll be like 20
Is it the
million.
ones where just like a whole bunch of ads?
Yeah, and the dude's just looking like, can you feel it?
Yeah,
And
just like
all that to play some it's getting hot in here, Nelly. Like what are we doing? Like, doom,
yeah.
doom,
Please
like, all that.
repost that. 'Cause I feel like I know what you're talking about, and I was weak when it was just like for this.
Right. Yeah. All right, so we've covered like a lot of ground on this. Talked about the difficult times of like content creation, and some honestly came up with like so many new ideas. Like this will be again, I'm taking notes now because you can think of ideas from anywhere and get influenced by anyone. So like anytime when someone says to me like, oh, you should do this, like perfect, I'll do it. I'm gonna shout out Callie in the chat. She I remember her saying like, yo, it'd be cool if you posted these videos on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, say less, I was already thinking of doing that. So now like we kind of said this earlier, how it's kind of hard to gauge when people would want something. It's like, okay, do you guys like this or do you not? Especially on those days when you're streaming and it's not that many people in the chat. And is it something that you try to not take personally? Because, you know, people have a life outside of Twitch. They can't be on Twitch every day. Like, as much as they want to support, maybe it's just not their day to, like, go check you out. And it's fine. And to us, sometimes, like, that's the difficulty of, like, you could take it as, oh, so many people weren't here today, so maybe they're not messing with this. But maybe it's just a timing thing. That's why I say sometimes it's just luck when you stream, and maybe some people will
And
come,
again,
but some
like
people won't.
times are difficult now. Like everybody's
Oh yeah.
working, struggling, and we're fighting people. I don't know what we're doing outside, but
But for real, like that's why
Yeah.
I thank God for Boz. Like I'll try to catch up with you guys, but that's why it's also. And I know I feel bad. I just want to apologize now because I know I'll get excited, but ooh, and I'll just jump in. So I apologize if I cut you guys off or whatnot. But it's the excitement that I'm like, oh, I can see y'all doing this, that, and the other. Because there's times when I'm doing stuff and I'm like, did that hit? Are you guys feeling it? Or
Right.
you know? And it just like if you appreciate it. I'm like, let me just let you know what I think. I like it. You know, if you're like, you know, because sometimes you may get a suggestion and it's easier for someone to tell you to do something, but then when you try to execute it, like, dang, that's gonna take this, that, and the other. But nothing else. If you could take anything from that and turn it into something, then you know. But like I said, I for sure I like to let people know like, hey, I'm liking this, or you know, if y'all do that, you know, hey, I will make a way to be here or whatever. So yeah, I like
Yeah.
all this. This is just so neat. Thank you. I
No,
just
for
want to say
sure.
thank you now for inviting because this has been like I'm like oh, I done learned some stuff. I got my little notes in my phone. I'm like, what else what else y'all got? Because
Is it?
I got stuff
listen,
now. I'm
every
like,
month we're talking, every month we're japping, and this is
like
the thing. We have so many ideas, so many thoughts, and one of the
Hmm.
things that we even think, I used to be doing the streams by myself. Every Friday, I will watch the table of actors
mm,
speaking about their lives.
Yep.
And that's another area that we talk here. Entertainment, actors, like what the hell's going on with them. But we haven't talked about that in a minute, so
do you guys
this is pretty
upload this
fun.
to YouTube or no? Or is it
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like
Nighthawk.
Yeah.
Nighthawk.
Hmm.
okay,
I upload to my
okay,
YouTube. Every guest I have is like accredited. Like, so I make sure that like go check out the people I'm like that
yeah,
are also on my like thing, because like it's not just me doing this. It's like with Zuli's help and like with the guests showing up and all that. So yeah, this is definitely going on YouTube for sure. I kind of
yeah. Because
want
I
to
just
have
want
all of
to
them.
catch up on what I missed. Because I'm like, damn. Because nothing else I can like listen to it when I'm at work, and you know, because y'all know my
Hmm.
schedule. I'll be bless my heart try to be there. So I'm like, cool. If y'all please have it up on YouTube, I can catch up on what the other stuff that I've missed.
Yeah, it should
Yeah, we're gonna try
be.
to record everything, right?
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Because hello.
Yeah, I'll be damned if I lose any
By
more
the way, GQ,
Then
I
I'll be dead.
subscribe. I subscribe to your YouTube, so people follow Miss Game Queen
Oh,
in YouTube and Twitch. And do you have any other socials you want people to follow you?
y'all
Yes.
know I be trying to do my little thingy thing on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I could dress up and be cute, or catch me on Twitch sometimes. And you surprised if not, I look like I can scare y'all in the traffic, or I look like a model. Who knows? But yeah, so yeah, pretty much just Twitch and YouTube, and then Instagram.
Yeah. Appreciate it, Paige. I was just about to do that. Yeah, and so far to your point, GQ, and for anyone else who's missed any other like save points, I've reorganized my gaming YouTube because now like I feel like I've achieved a balance to where I know what VODs I want to bring over to YouTube and what original YouTube ideas I want to do. So I now have a playlist for our save point episodes. The two that are in there right now is the very first one that we did when we got our first reactions from sinners. We talked about anime and we talked about the Switch to when it was coming out. That would probably be so crazy to look back at that one now because yeah, it's a lot of like updated thoughts that probably need to be made from that. But and then we have our gaming backlog one with Deem that we did where we talked about the whole. We had this entire goal of like, hey, give me 3 games that you have in your backlog that you're going to complete, and then give me a top 3 of new games that you're looking forward to. And I don't know how successful we were in like completing those backlog games that we said we would. Zooey, did you? No. All right. So yeah, it's like all. I was like, yeah, maybe I can have an updated episode with Deem about it. Yeah.
No, with Deem, I feel like we should do different topics because he's gonna be the expert on gaming stuff, and we already did the backlog. But yeah, I haven't actually got into that list. I've been trying to survive out here with the Switch too. So
Nah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely get it. And there's new games coming out constantly too. So
you know what I was realizing? My YouTube channel, it's all unboxings of technology. What am I doing with my life?
What am I doing with my life? Damn, I was gonna say that is the closest clear. So I'm about to say, boy, if y'all would have hit me up on a backlog and it'd be like, so how's that backlog look? I'm like,
it's like, hey, mind your business.
You know, we were talking about audio issues, right?
Yeah,
but, you know,
right. Yeah.
Woo-wee. But that is
like, for example, Diki Bonanza, I bought the game and Fianza was like, oh, you bought the game. And I haven't even freaking played it.
Like, yeah.
I haven't even touched the game.
The only person that would really do good with the backlog is like little goody two shoes ass protege. Like, I've been knocking out my backlog. Like every time I'm like, oh, it's like seeing someone getting their homework done over the summer. You're like, okay, like,
yeah,
but yeah, I that is, you know what, that should be like a game of responsibility thing. Like we're just like, hey, did you finish one thing in your backlog before you buy at least 2 other new games? Because it's like otherwise you're gonna be in a world of hurt. Because I know I got some games like Final Fantasy VII, the remake. You know, I think I have 3 hours in that, and I got that when it first came out. What, 20? I think it was like 2021, 2020, like
yeah.
I don't know what happened. I told that to my physical therapist. He's like, you haven't finished that? I'm like, there's a lot of judging in this room. But yeah, so, and I still need to finish Kingdom Hearts 3 before Kingdom Hearts 4 come out. But in my defense, Kingdom Hearts 3 was, that got left for reasons.
To give you credit, these are RPGs. And as a person trying to get back into RPGs, these games are long. Like there's so much you have to put into it. Like I still haven't finished Expedition 33, and I want to because of how good the game was, but I just haven't had the time to really just sit down with it.
It's like, God knows you're trying.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's be in our text Discord. Be like, hey, do you finish this game? Do you finish that? I'm gonna be
accountability.
Okay. Let's do accountability right now. What game I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do Pokemon Arceus because I want to finish that beautiful game. I have
Me
to.
too.
I have to. PQ, I'm gonna add you on Switch. If you're not playing what I'm playing, I'm gonna.
That's why I'm like, get on there. He's like, so what are you doing? I'm like, I got Snap to finish. What do you want from me, man? You know, my Pokemon are probably still in that damn. My Pokemon probably have a PhD the way I dropped them off at that little nursery or that school. Like, they are probably 86 years old, right?
I just got an idea. Imagine if the Pokemons were like Tamagotchis, they were all dead.
Oh yeah,
They should do a game like that.
Oh,
It
oh
would,
no.
it would just be a graveyard. It'd be nothing but tombstones. It was just like, okay, like
Right.
I'm so sorry. They'd be like, about time you came and picked us up. I'm like, I am so sorry. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I add that to the to-do list.
Yeah.
I think I'm close to finishing it too. Things happen. Ooh.
I-
Yeah, where's the other part of the topic of this shit? Now I'm up here getting aired out like hell. I'm like,
I get discouraged about the quests, and then you're like, what am I supposed to do next? Oh, wait, let me do this. No, let me entertain myself trying to get a nice
my
fit.
God.
Which, by the way, I don't have money to pay for the fit. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I don't know what to do in this game.
What? Now, Zuli, I mean, you sitting up there getting distracted by a fit. That would never be me.
All right. See, what we're not about to do.
Not I, said the cat. I focus on the mission at hand. You know what I'm saying? A fit has never.
So anyway.
So Marvel rivals.
Yeah. Something that helps me with the managing my backlog is like keeping track of the date. Okay, being realistic of what new games I want to play. So for example, the new Mouse PI game is coming soon in April.
SPI? Oh, the one with the guns, right?
Yeah, it's like FPS in the style of like Cuphead animation. And they pushed it was in March, but I'm glad it wasn't in March because now it's in April and I have way more time to like finish my other like indie games that have now popped up. Like I can track everything else on console like I've always been doing, but now people are constantly sending me games on Steam that are interesting and I want to try out. And it's not you guys' fault. Like I love it.
No,
but
I forgot about the Steam games too. I'm like,
because you can
games.
Yeah, you can wishlist them and you can get updates on them, and they have demos too. And they need to, that's another thing. They need to bring back more demos,
back
on the console, and so I can like see what I'm getting into.
Oh my goodness!
Bring demos back.
Yeah.
If I tell you that I will spend a whole day playing just demos in PlayStation 1 in that album CD that
yes.
Again, one and again, I'll be entertained myself.
Yup. Yeah, let's push that initiative. Yeah, I need to, okay, so I need to do that too. I need to just make a list. Oh, great, here comes Nat. I just need to make a list of what I have going on because I forgot I got a bear bed and breakfast that I forgot I was managing. That's on Steam.
I forgot about that game. Wow.
Yeah, crazy. I was doing really good too. I had decorated some things, but so I would like to challenge everyone with that because I don't feel like anybody should be targeted specifically about that. So let's all make some lists. What did you say? Oh, okay. I thought Paige was saying I have 70 plus games. I was like, what was these games being 70 plus
hours?
Like, oof.
Because not
it was the guilt.
And that's the other thing. It's like not everyone can like I'm stingy on like again, you don't have to pay for like it's expensive. You can't get $70 games back to back. And some of these indie games are like around 20, so that's way better. Like I remember the memes last year of like Hollow Knight Silk Song coming out being $20, being way better than all these games that are like $70-$80, which is crazy. And that had a fan base. People were gonna buy it regardless, so they probably got hella money from that. So
that's what they were saying. They could have charged more if they wanted to. People still would have bought that just because of like you're saying, the fan base. So yeah, it's crazy as much you spend for these games, and you'd be like, so y'all didn't even really finish it. We were gonna finish it on the back end once you got to the problem. We're gonna do a little patch and everything good. And you'd be like, but you could have had it done. Like so.
Yeah. So I think putting those new games on like almost like a timeline, especially the ones you really want to play. Like there's day one, and then there's like games you can circle back to for later, because you also don't have to play every game once it releases.
Yeah,
And
now you can see let somebody else play it and figure out if it was like
exactly, that's the benefit of like watching other streamers, and then like YouTube as well. People play it on that full playthroughs. I think that's why like Dispatch took off, because people saw that first. I think it was the first two episodes were already out, and then people were like, "Wait, what game is this?" And then they play the two episodes, and they start waiting for all the other episodes to come out. So like, it was kind of like a slow burn in that way, where everyone else like caught on to the game. So that's like a great experience to have.
Yeah, that's a good example too. Yeah.
Just reading some of the chat.
And that too, to your point, like the people waiting to do the games better. That what we were just talking about, but I think a couple weeks ago with Pokemon, the Pokemon Wind and Waves, because usually they drop like and they were just like, we'll see you.
Are we excited about that?
Actually, I am, because it actually like that. I said that would probably be the reason. What it's not dropping to 2020.
2027. Yeah.
Yeah. So, because usually they would have dropped it this time in it, give or take, I don't know, 4 or 5 months from now. So they dropped it. They would want to drop it in 2026. But the last couple of games have been so bad. So they were just like, and the stocks, and that's what I'm saying. I'm watching them bad boys hit the ground, baby. But yeah, so it's like people been holding off, and they're just like, Pokemon ain't all, y'all kind of messing up the whole franchise with how sorry these games are, because you're trying to get money from the cards, the anime, and this, that, and the other. So this time they were just like, we gonna drop it in 2027. People are like, we would rather you do that and come out with a solid game than you just throwing out some stuff just to feed us. So I was actually like, y'all gonna get me. Yeah, that would be the one. And plus, it gives me time to get a Switch too. But yeah. So I think it actually should be pretty good.
I think I like the mainline games more anyway, because actually this whole watching it through stream and YouTube thing, it made me realize I don't think I like the gameplay style of Legends, whether it's Arceus or I was gonna do ZA, but then I was like, I don't know if it's gonna grab me on that. I said, if anything, at best it'll be something I circle back to, and I never circle back to it because like everyone else has already played it. Especially having shout outs to Jahara Jade. Her passion with the game. Don't.
Arceus. I think I said Arceus. In reality, the one that I'm playing, it's ZA. Look at me, having 2 Pokemon games I haven't finished.
Girl,
because you have played both. Yeah, like, but yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll just leave the Arceus and ZA to other people. Yeah,
I'm just gonna do this.
Like, I'll just wait till Wind and Waves.
I haven't finished Arceus, but in reality, I was talking about ZA, and then they're both literally at the beginning, bro.
Girl, nah, come find up through the chat now. Check out this one, huh? Like, just.
That's crazy.
But you better finish it before the moon and sunshine and clouds get
sunshine, cloud and waters. Now it's really starting to sound like me. Well, like, them and them boys, or Ray and them.
You know the names. I don't know those names. Winds and not winds. I don't know.
Winds and breeze. Like, damn, Nana. Like, but yeah, no, I do. That's what, like, at this point, I'm looking at the games that are coming out, and I have to have them done before that, because that's what happened with me with God of War. Like, when Ragnarok was coming out, I'm like, I have to finish the previous one. Luckily, the way I did it, it's like within 24 hours to 12 hours. When Ragnarok came out, I just finished the last one. So the good part about that, because if you are a little procrastinator, that the way I flowed into it, seamless, because like I was already conditioned for it. But
nice.
Yeah, let's maybe not ideally do it that way. So everyone get on your gaming homework. That's GQ's little message. Get on your gaming homework, and Nat, shut up.
Right.
Yeah.
1 hour daily. I'm gonna put into it.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be on stream either. Like, you can game.
Yeah, just do it.
Going back
That's
to
what
the
holds
whole,
it
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Trying to hold off to stream it, that's, let me use that as an excuse for why I don't have a lot of stuff done. Yeah, because if I didn't have to hold off to stream a lot of it, what backlog where? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think one more question I'm gonna ask, and then we touched on a lot of stuff so far. Uh Might be a two-parter. I'm gonna go with this one first. So what have you learned from working with, like, back in those, like, the prime all deaf gaming days, especially Arcade House? Like, what is something that, like, a takeaway you've had from that experience?
Ooh. Arc Arcade House was, that's probably where I learned the most. That was, that wasn't something I could just, just like, oh, okay, I'll just pick up. You know what I'm saying? Like streaming, like there's a lot of stuff like with all deaf gaming that you can kind of just learn as you go and stuff. And you're like, oh, okay, like I'll be good at it. Um, Arcade House, I wish we could almost do like a reunion to some extent, but like to where we could really talk about like that experience and stuff. Because
Mm-hmm.
mind you, we're streamers, and I'll say for sure, like me and Max's note, because Roxy, she does a lot of stuff. She's done acting and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now for Max and I, we're doing streaming. Even Max, she was just like, I made my, my Twitch account because they were saying get into all dev gaming. You know what I'm saying? So that was her even coming in on that note. We got there and it's like, I guess it's almost good that we didn't have a script, but like Pat would be like, okay, so here's the premise. It's gonna be this, that, and the other. You're gonna say this. This is gonna happen. This camera's gonna do that. All right, go. Like
Oh.
I don't do this, and it's just
Yeah.
like, so you got to try to kind of learn to be a light level actor. Then like you're like, oh, okay, we're here at all, and that's the other thing too, learning when you mess up, like how to recover from that. And like I would say what I learned the most out of that, other than just like, because I try to make sure I respect everybody's craft and what they're doing. A lot of it, I think that people, it isn't like they may not respect it. They just don't know what it takes because you can't see it. Like when they used to have like take your kid to work day and then you actually
Yeah.
saw what your parents did. You're like, sweet Jesus. But it's like, and I think that's for a lot of people and what we all do. Like if we actually saw what each one of us actually did, we'd be like, oh shit. So Brody was a big one because Brody, you see people and they're goofy and they're so good at what they do. It just looks like, oh, okay, it's easy. Brody was doing the damn thing with the cake, and I think he was like he was the judge or whatnot. And mind you, so we're going over like the scores. So he's going over the scores, and it's just like, okay, so and so got this many points, this many points, this many points. And he's
Mhm.
doing the math in his head. He's like, okay, so I got to say, so and so did this, da 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 da. And if he messed up, the way he reset, like just focus, like, okay, he pause, hold it together, and be like, so da da da. I was like, whoa, because
Yeah.
on the
Mm-hmm.
same note, when you're thinking, when you're recording something, you moving too much, like they could have saved a shot because you paused perfectly, or this, that, and the other. And I just learned a lot about just filming, lighting, just like how what it's gonna take to edit stuff. So like when you're we were doing, and it sucks because it never dropped. It was like we had to do, I forgot what they call. I think they were called drops. So we have recorded, like we're just like, hey, this is GQ with all deaf game and catch us on da 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 with
Oh yeah.
Arcade House. And then those were the drops, and they were supposed to drop those in between when the episodes would come out. So
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys heard Kadeem talk about it. Cause I was like, the fuck is it? Cause I was pissed because Max went and she was like, just what you expect your average person to kind of get it. Then me, we all know I overthink. So I was kind of stumbling or whatever. Here comes fucking Kadeem. Just, so I'm like, what is like, because like I expected from Cleo, but I'm Kadeem's always just like, oh, in the main frame. And I'm thinking he's behind the scenes. He got up there and just whipped that shit out like it wasn't nothing. And like, if they had the recording of how I was like burning a hole in the side of his neck, like, you motherfucker. They're like, I said, what the hell was that? He's like, what? It's like, how are you mad? I said, I'm mad because where was this? I was like, you sit up there, you just fed some lines, and you just like, hey, this is Kadeem and da 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 da, just all of every game, and I'm like, I was up there like, Jesus, and then we had to take the controller, and we did like try to do like the symbol, you know how they do the Mickey Mouse thing, but
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
we
Mm-hmm.
had did an A with all dev gaming, and it was just on the fly. So then you're trying to say your line, do this A, and then what to do. And it was just like, and Kadeem just knocked that out and then left like, and I'm sitting up there like, so my taste good? Are we able to get some out of that? I was pissed, but it's just like you learn so much from that. So
Yeah.
with All Def Gaming, Arcade House, I learned the most. And then when I do editing, I learned to like sometimes not move too much if I mess up, because if I freeze frame it right, I can save like the transition of it, things like that. So there's a lot. I will say, if anything, that's where I learned the most. That was a really cool experience. I wish we could have had the chance to do it again, because when you mess up and then you kind of leave that experience like, man, now I know how to do it better. Send me back in, coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you know, so it was cool. It was a really cool experience, and I learned a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, like, and I think part of the magic of that, like, even the first, like, I would say prototype stream of Arcade House that was on OS,
Hmm.
um that was cool for the first time because like y'all met virtually, and like we all kind of met
Hmm.
virtually, and everyone up until like I started going to Zuli went to DreamHack in 2023, and that was the first time I started meeting community members, and it's like, damn, we this has all been virtual this entire time. And that
Hmm.
Arcade House was the first time I've seen virtual friends like come together in real life, and the vibes were still the same, and
Yeah.
everyone's like the comedic chops are still good, and
Hmm.
there's so many like jokes that can be made off of those moments, and that's what made Arcade House on YouTube so successful. So I've always wondered like how that experience was, and yeah, it'd be nice to bring it back as well. But then again, it's that whole thing of like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
just
mean, I guess we're
life.
just in the new times and the new
Hmm.
post pandemic life. It's not as easy to schedule things anymore.
Yeah, but that was a fire. That like that whole concept was everything. Like to think of uh like if you guys remember like MTV when they used to do like Real World Road Rules
Yeah,
thing, to have that in a gaming house was just like, oh, that was just everything. Like that was really cool. Like I wish we could have. And it was just like there was just so much stuff going on with All Def itself when it came to the editing
mm-hmm.
and us trying to drop the episodes. Like the way they should have dropped, and a lot of the stuff that you guys didn't get to see, it was like, so just, who knows? It may be like a different iteration of it, maybe different people or something like that, or hell, it just may be a new generation. It could be you, kid. You know what I'm saying? It was just fire. I just hope somebody does it again or whatever it happens. But that was a cool experience. To even say I even was a part of it, that was fire. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it too for what you guys saw.
For
For
sure.
sure.
Yeah, Zuli, to you, um, kind of the same question around like the all deaf gaming experience overall. Like, is there any takeaways you've had from that?
Oh, the only takeaway is that I was super dumb to win the game because do you guys remember I actually only worked one time with the All Dev Gaming, and that's when I met all these amazing women in gaming because it was the Women's History Month. So
Yes.
we
Hmm.
were playing what was that game?
Among
Oh,
Us.
Among Us.
Among Us, and I was literally the
Lord.
winner. I just didn't officially did it because I it was one of my first times playing Among Us, so I didn't know I have to slash somebody's head to win.
Yeah. Boy.
You're
Yeah, I
someone's like,
remember
obviously it's her.
that one. That shit was so toxic because I was sitting up there and I was getting blamed like hell. And I was like, and y'all know me, I'm sitting up there literally trying to get my test. I was never the killer. But yeah, it's just like, I think Miss
I was
Game Queen,
like,
I'm like, oh,
I know
Right.
everybody's saying everybody, and nobody like would have thought it was me because I was just chilling. And then at the end,
Zoe
I was
was
like,
so
"Wait,
innocent. And it was like,
am I supposed to kill somebody?"
I did not know that was your
Zoe,
first time.
I don't know how to freaking play this game, bro. I'm so bad.
you
But
know what?
anyway, what was
I think
saying
I'm
though?
gonna put that now that you're right. I think I'm gonna find that video and put it in the Discord so people
Hmm.
can watch that, because like when you, especially when you know who it was, because I you know me, I went back and I watched. I'm like, it was Zuli all along. And, you want to look at when people like were cracking or when they're just like, no, I mean I think so and so did. It's like,
Trying to
like what
divert
a
to another
liar.
person. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yo, and then with Morg, is that the one at the end calls me out? It's
it was the one because I forgot what your character looked like, but it was just like it was such and such. And then I think that was like Roxy was in it too, and I think that's when
Yeah.
Roxy's voice was all raspy. But yeah, she was telling on everybody. She's like, "No, I'm telling you, it was in that quadrant. That quadrant." It's like Roxy in these quadrants. It was just that was a mess. It was
That
just
was a
like
funny game, to be
it
honest. I feel
was.
like how many people we were there? There were like a lot of
There was
like
a lot.
amazing.
Cause we,
Yeah.
yeah, because they did. I didn't. What? Okay, so you're saying that was the only live one that you did? You didn't do like a pre-recorded one? Because I thought you were on like multiple things though.
No, I only
Like,
wasn't that one. But then I guess the good experience is that I met all of people from there. Like that's how I met Morg. That's how I met like basically connected with Max.
Hmm.
The other girls.
I think what I'm thinking of, because we would have like creative meetings, and then we would I think what it was is like we had like a whole spreadsheet of like all the episodes that were supposed to happen come out. It was me, Roxy, and Kadeem and Pat, and then it was like stuff was planned, and that's why I was like, "What do you mean you were only on this?" And I think they end up getting cut, and that's why like obviously when all Def Gaming you just didn't see it, it was like so many things that were gonna happen, and it just like what happened to it. And then obviously I remember the stuff that I was editing or whatnot, but that's why I was like, what? So maybe that's what I'm thinking of. That's why I'm confused and shocked. But that's what's frustrating because there were so many other things that were supposed to happen, different groupings we wanted to do, and it was just like
Hmm.
tragedies of life, So,
Right.
but yeah, but like you're saying, at least you got to meet everybody, and then we could still do our own thing without depending on something else. So that's cool. So I'm
Yeah.
Yeah,
glad.
that was fun. That was fun.
Yeah. And it's crazy, but just a side note, like how that was all within 2021. Like that I literally looked it up. That was March 2021. And
Oh wow.
at the y'all did it at the
Like,
end of women's it was women's month. So it was like a
mhm.
celebration of everyone. Not even the people that
Yeah.
didn't really game that often were in that
Yeah,
episode. So that was a dope showcase of that.
yeah, because Meg
Isn't
Scoop
it
was in it.
crazy? I
Yeah.
know all of y'all like from 5, 6 years. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Yeah, like yeah.
that's why like what is when I first saw Zuli. Really, both of y'all, because when I saw y'all at DreamCon, I was like, "Oh, it's the babies!"
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh God, they're here!
I
Just
know
let me
you and
in here."
Roxy being so tall, and I'm like the smallest person in the world.
That's crazy. Hey,
But
hey, clip that. Hey, you heard that? It was like you said Roxy and GQ being so tall. Huh?
uh-huh.
Let's
Uh-huh.
get that. Yeah, something. Yeah, Nat specifically. Clip
And
that.
talking about like content creation be hard, let's talk about also like meeting be hard because GQ and Roxy came to New York. What was it for? What was it that you guys came from?
Oh, that
Anime?
anime NYC.
Oh yeah.
Anime NYC? And they were like, yo, Zoo, can we see? Yo, was
That trip,
hanging from my head until because we were in OS. It was like around 11 and almost 12. And I was like, if GQ Roxy doesn't appear, I'm about to pop up.
girl.
I couldn't spend more time with you guys because y'all were running
I felt
late.
so I'm like, we have to get there. And if you knew like it felt like a sitcom, the drama, like and that's the thing. I had never wanted to go to New York, real talk. I was like, because I'm not a city pro, I'm like, New York,
But there was a
I
lot going
never.
on that weekend,
It
though. There was like a lot of
was.
parties of anime and stuff. And the thing is, the background story, guys, is that I go to sleep by 10.
Oh,
It'll be like after 10 p.m. outside. So I did the sacrifice, but I did saw them for like a couple
and
of minutes
thank
or
you,
like
because I
half an
felt so bad. I
hour.
was like,
But
because
then I was
Zuli
like,
looked like
I'm gonna sleep.
Zuli looked like, I came out here in my little robe to see y'all niggas. Now y'all having a good time. All right, I gotta go to work in the morning. All right, yeah,
The
take your
work.
picture. And I was like, well, all right, girl. I said Zuli was waiting because she looked like,
Like, hey,
But it
bro.
was
right. I was
I'm
like,
like, yo, I need more energy for the next time. It's just that I had a lot of work that week. But yeah, that's funny. Like contegration be hard, but also meeting be hard.
Yes.
meeting and eating is hard. Do you know Roxy and I only like this Zulu, you have to know because wherever the main part we were at, we were in the main little city part, right? And it
Hmm.
was like it's $1.50 pizza. It's literally that's what it's
um,
called. Like that's all we had. Like I don't the fact to go to New York and not have at least a cheesecake, that was it.
damn.
We because like money was tight. We could afford this $1.50 pizza. You can't go wrong. give me a couple of cheeses. We head back up to the hotel. We run around all day. That's it. That was the diet of the
That's
trip. So I was just like,
crazy.
yeah, yeah, malnutrition is hell. But yeah, so this the
Yeah.
steam in the streets of New York. I was just like, what?
You know what?
This
Next
is
time, skip New York, come to the Jersey side.
yeah.
I'll get you somewhere nice.
Someone tell me where to go, baby. So yeah, but she is right because obviously with you guys, bless you guys' heart, especially all y'all like that'll be in the Discord and try to get like the meetups to happen and whatnot, like because
It's only
Lord,
conventions, I feel, because we maybe schedule that time to be there in the day.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why
And
I think
maybe
it
we
Hmm.
can
is.
see each other. But even me, I've skipped the whole 2 years of conventions. I'm trying to decide what is gonna be my
You
comeback
didn't miss anything,
convention.
but yeah, at least you got to save money, honey. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, like
Mm,
sometimes the stress, like if it wasn't like I feel like I watch other people's recap to almost even draw back my memory of where I was in that situation. I'm like, oh, okay, so we did do that, or we because it goes by
Yeah.
so fast. You're up, you're running around, you're like, wow, wow.
And it's
So
like
yep.
that's why I could spend like 3-4 hours talking about like what happened in just a few days of like DreamCon. That
yeah,
that DreamCon 2025 recap is like one of my, I feel like it's one of my best streams because it just felt like straight storytelling, and a majority of the people who popped up in the chat were there too. So they're like, "Oh yeah, that was crazy." Or talking about how long the lines are, which were ridiculous. like just
Oh
all
my
that type of stuff.
goodness.
Um, but yeah, meeting is hard because a quick side story. This almost happened with me and Max at when he was at DreamHack the past year. It was she didn't. A couple people didn't show up until like 12, damn near close to 1 in the morning, and I was like on the verge of like, okay, it's starting to, my
You're so
energy's starting to
close
do
to
this.
home. You're like so close to my bed. I
Yeah.
can literally just
so
hear.
close to
I was
home.
like, I could drive. I'm like, all right, I could leave right now and just drive back. I was like, nope, let me just wait. Let me just wait. And I waited, and she came, and we all had fun anyway because it was a great, one of the best. It was a LAN party. One of the best ones because it was so many different. Going back to that whole Black streamer ecosystem, they were all
Mm,
there. It felt like, so that was just cool
Yeah,
connecting with
DreamHack
all
is one
them.
of my favorite
I want
conventions,
to
and
try it
that's
one
one of
time.
Nighthawk and
Yeah,
I. We went for the first time. I mean, his first convention, and that's why I told Nighthawk like DreamHack Atlanta is one of my favorites, but it's because it's all about gaming, and I'm a little nerd about games. So you go there. It's not like, have you go to TwitchCon GQ or no?
Mm-mm. I was just like,
Good. You don't have to go. So like basically they're just selling brands. They're just selling brands and they're giving a lot of things of brands. But you go to DreamHack and it's gaming. Like there's people competing
yeah.
in computer, people with their consoles, and I'm like, let's
That's why I
check it
felt like I'm
out.
like I want to see that. That's why I want to. Yeah. Like I
there.
said, when y'all be talking about stuff, that's why I'm like, like let me get the because yeah, otherwise I wouldn't know.
Yeah, and there's an entire like indie playground now. So like it's this thing called Indie Playground where they showcase a bunch of indie games. And again, now that I'm on
Ooh,
Steam, I'm wish listing all of them. So now I can
Let's
get
plan for
the,
the next one because I think this year is gonna be May, and I feel like that's too soon for us to plan.
ooh.
Let's plan for the next one, I guess.
for sure. And
Yeah, for
I hope they
sure.
move it till later. Because like May is way too early. I'm still gonna
May is
go.
not good. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go since I'm here. But like, and it's like one of the cheaper cons, thank goodness, because they're not high on the ticket prices. Um,
Mm-hmm.
which is good. And there's not, it's smaller too, so it may not be no shot to it, like no shade, but like it's not it may not be a lot to do, but there's enough there to where it's like interesting to like look at least once.
I was because me, I was just like, maybe I could swing it. But I think Julie's right because like for what you're saying, what would be cool to do then if it's kind of like a smaller thing, then if we plan for it next year, then we can do more. What I'm saying? That's our excuse to meet up at the same location. Then we
Yes,
do our
yeah,
own thing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would be cool. I
And
yeah,
think
GQ, we can
that gives
plan,
enough time.
we can plan
Hmm.
also like for like locations and stuff. So
Yeah,
hmm,
that would help because God forbid me trying to squeeze one
it's
more thing.
it's super expensive. Like Nighthawk and I, for one of the only Twitch cons we've been in San Diego, we have to split basically like locations to stay because I was like, Nighthawk, if you want, stay with me because we're not gonna be paying like $2,000 to stay by ourselves in places. Like
Yeah,
San
this was
Diego is so
like,
expensive.
Expensive.
yeah.
That's
That's why
why.
I'm like, TwitchCon, I'm like, shit, no shade, but it's like this, right? It almost sometimes feel like to, depending on where you're at with it, if you're not like partnered, what are you gonna do? And honestly,
That's true.
for the people that I watch, like I could see y'all somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like I would get if I watch maybe bigger streamers or a different variety of streamers, but who I watch are the same people I see at the other concert will go up here and be like, and I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not trying to be any type of way. I'm really not a fan of like airing out your status. You know what I'm saying? Because it feels like it already causes people to kind of, because honestly my job is kind of like that. So we have like the contract workers, you have the permanent people, and then sometimes people don't know how to just look at people as people, and they'll just look at them like they'll see their badge like, oh, like I've literally, like I used to be a contract worker before I turned permanent, and I went to just say hello to this lady. I'm like, oh, okay. She's walking by, say hello. She literally looked at my badge because it was a different color and kept walking.
It's so
It's just,
ridiculous.
you know what
That's
I'm saying?
true
And I
though.
don't.
That's
And
true.
then like so with the TwitchCon, it's just like where you have like partner, or then you have like affiliate, or
Yep.
what is it when you're neither? You're just a viewer, or what?
Just
The,
viewer, yeah, or
yeah,
moderator. You can get like some badges, but that's true, GQ. Like I feel this a big division because even when I went, you cannot enter where partners are, and then when you
Yeah.
hear some partners, they say that it's freaking boring because the people
yeah.
that
It's
are
like
there are crazy or not nice or they're not doing fun. So the people that are not partners are more fun. So there's like a whole, I don't know, it's weird.
yeah, you just feel like people would, and again, not talking shit about nobody, no shade or whatever. But I'm just saying, also, we all know there's folks that act differently because they will probably, like, let's just say we're throwing out a scenario. We're all talking or something like that, and then you have that one off person that's kind of on that pick me vibe, and then a partner come through. All of a sudden they want to start acting different to the group because, oh, well, there's a part, people won't know people from an ass in a hole in the wall, and they'll be like,
Yeah.
but they see partner, all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, even if you are a partner, you just want to roll them around. You don't want people trying to, oh yeah, hey, we should collab, not know you from anything, but they just figure, just like, why don't you just have it where just like everybody's just here? You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
because to me that's almost like shit. You might as well go to like, if you went to someone Instagram and everyone had their follower count on them. It's just like I don't like that. I just want
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
be
that's actually
there.
weird. That's actually
You
weird.
know,
They should give
and
and choose a gift, and that's it. You're a partner. Here's a gift.
yeah, because it's like, because
Right.
what happened, I saw one chick where, and I felt bad. I'm like, see, that's exactly what I thought was gonna happen. She had her badge. I don't know if she even was like a, um maybe she was just starting her Twitch channel, but she wasn't affiliate yet. But she went, and so it just had, what is it, supporter or something like that. She put all these stickers on it to cover that up because she didn't want to get treated a type of way. And I'm like, see, like that's why I'm like, I'm cool on that. You know what I'm
That's
saying? It's
so
just like
weird.
that's a different vibe. I'm like, I ain't doing enough here where just like, I'd rather venture off to some of the other cons or something like that. So yeah.
But
And then
that's
with the
true.
drama since last year, I'm like, well, I think everybody's good. So, I mean, I don't, doesn't seem like I'm missing on anything. So
Yeah. Nighthawk and I discussed this. Like, they have to revamp that convention. Like, it's literally, we only
uh,
went once to San Diego. I love San Diego, actually. It's like a nice, fun area.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
But after that convention, it's not worth going because they have to revamp it. It's not fun at all.
And the other thing is, it was because of the. So in 2024, that's when we went. And Zulia was also there. And like that was the third time I like met more of like community members. So that part of it was fun, and then like the freshness of like, oh, here's what TwitchCon has to offer. And then I went last year, and then it kind of felt like the same thing to the point where I'm like, okay, I
Oh,
think I feel like I've seen enough of this con. Plus, it
mm,
costed so much. Like San Diego is
yeah,
expensive, the con tickets are expensive, and the block party was its own separate $100 ticket. So, so
$100.
yes, so much. Now that being said, I did meet again. The friends is what saves it.
Yeah, then thank
So
God for it. You know what I'm saying? Because
right, like
otherwise,
we had some good conversation and some of the most random food
paid
and
a
drinks.
hundred for a
I
party.
miss when the party would come with the ticket because I remember buying that first TwitchCon I went and I saw Megan Thee Stallion in the in the stage, like
Oh
dancing
wow.
with the
Mm,
Halo guy. I was there. I was in that free concert,
damn.
but that used to be the ticket that would come with the party, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
And then they stopped doing that, I guess. Or I don't know. It's kind of different, I feel. And it's
damn.
all brands. I guess it's good from, for example, if you have a video game that you're focusing on, TwitchCon does good on trying to get all the community brands for that. So, for
Mm,
example, Apex Legends, TwitchCon
mm.
is one of the ones that they actually bring Apex Legends people to be there with
Oh.
creators. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how I met with the people that work with me in EA because I am like a partner with them. So like
Mm-hmm.
that's the only thing of TwitchCon that they do bring those brands. So it's more for brands, but once you do it once, like
Yeah.
I think it's like nah.
He's like, I made my connects.
Yeah, yeah. But honestly, speaking of those connects, like, and Nat kind of said it in the chat, like you can network organically. There were
Mm,
so many like friends of friends that now they're my friends too. So like they want
mm,
to, and everyone, the right people just want to support you just streaming because we're all on the same like platform, which is Twitch. So
right.
they instantly like, oh wait, oh yeah, where's your Twitch? I want to follow you instantly. Like no, they don't know what I do. They
Mm,
don't even know who I am. Not
Yeah.
really. So they just want to support, and that's always cool to like get those new friends. And now those people are now added to almost like my own viewers. I go to their
right.
community, they go to my community, and it's like a new
That
experience.
is cool. I will
So
say that.
yeah, yeah. Um. Okay,
But wait, I have like 10 minutes left of my battery.
that's fine. We can, I think we covered everything. I was gonna ask, like, as a person of multiple talents, how do you manage executing all the types of content you do? I know you mentioned like 3D printing and all
Mm.
that. Like, what do you do to like manage all that?
Cry openly. No, I think like it's a learning thing right now because I haven't been able to 3D print as much because I was able to do it when I was on sabbatical, so when I was off for a month, so I wasn't working for a month, but getting paid for it. Ha! But I had to work 4 to 7 years to get that. But anyway,
Mm,
so then I was able to do that, but then getting back into everything is hard. So the it kind of goes back to what I said before. Unfortunately, with having so many things that I like to do, it's kind of really laying them out and being like, okay, which one can kind of take a pause right now? Because you know what I'm saying? Because
yep.
I literally can't do everything. God knows if I could though. But it's like so. It is like okay, of these things, what do we at least want to give this like this time frame of a shot to try to make something work or trying to do something with it. So, as you guys know, like I've been working on that too, making a website, like doing the
Mm-hmm.
website thing, figuring out all this stuff, getting the people, just like all this stuff I'm trying to learn on my own. And I appreciate the tips and help that I get from folks, but it's just like, it's literally stopping something for a section of time to get that fully done and then move on to the next thing instead of me trying to do, if I'm trying to do 10 things and only getting 2% done of 10 things, I'm never going to ever seem like I'm accomplishing anything compared to like stopping, 4 or 5 of those things to put 80% of some effort into stuff. So that's pretty much what I have to do. Just reschedule, like let everything have a season of what I'm trying to work on. So yeah, I
Right.
think like what Julie was excited about, what I was talking about was drawing and stuff. It just like I want to incorporate that more. So I'm just looking at what I have going, which is like something's got to give. So I'm gonna just figure that out and figure out what I want to do on that. But yeah,
For sure. Yeah. And it's to that point, I'm gonna let you know right now. May Mother mentioned MomoCon, which is like right after DreamHack. Um
mm-hmm.
Mm.
along with DreamHack and MomoCon and like graduation season, that's gonna be the time for me to like I don't know how many streams I'm gonna be able to do then because it's like a lot of life events are happening. So I'm like, that's
Yeah,
definitely the time to that point. That's the time to cut back and be like, okay, maybe I could just work on YouTube on the side at that
mm-hmm.
point. So you could like swap in what type of content
Yeah,
you're working on. Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah.
I was
I,
like, yeesh, that is a lot.
yeah, it's like I stream on like weekends mostly because I don't want to like people stream during the weekday or whatever the schedules are happening or whatever.
I love
Yeah,
mornings to stream on the weekends. I feel like that's chill.
Same. That's
I
why I
need to
like to
do
try to
that.
do like my little Saturday morning streams. If I'm up and alert, then they are fun.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, with all that being said, I think we've covered everything. GQ, I appreciate you for having the time to do this. Zulia, as always, you as well. If you guys aren't following GQ, please go do so. And yeah, for the once again, we do these save points regularly or monthly, excuse me. We'll probably have one in April, but we'll always plan it out and announce it on our own socials. We have each of our socials in our descriptions, and this is going on YouTube later for sure, so it'll be the link in the description. And yeah, Zulie, any last words?
I mean, I feel like we definitely hit all the spots about content creation be hard. Um, I love that we are in different like statuses and like backgrounds and like different things, so people can see that every person is different on content creation, and you just gotta try to roll with what you love. Like again,
Yeah,
my case, I'm getting started. Like, I love gaming, so I'm trying to get back at it because definitely like spending too much time traveling, touching grass, I'd be like, "Ooh, I want to be outside. I don't want to be here." But then I love gaming, so I bought a PC. Now I have to actually make this investment worth.
Right.
So
right,
better freaking play. My fiance's like, "You bought the PC, you better use it." So,
exactly.
yeah, every person is different, so never give up. Always just stay on whatever you love. And honestly, there's a content for everything, and there's a content for each person. So do not also do it just because the best games are, let's example, Apex Legends, Marvel Rivals. Play everything. Stream birds. There's streams of iPads, drawings, stream you cooking. You guys know that I used to cook or do exercise here, but
Yeah, yeah,
I paused that because chat was getting weird, people.
Yeah, you'd be amazed.
But
yeah.
this content for everything, and just enjoy what you do. So those are my last few words about this episode, which has been great. And game EQ, thank you so much for coming with us. I think this has been amazing. I love
Oh,
talking to you. You're the best.
oh, thank you. And I'm just so proud of you too. I'm gonna be honest, y'all know I look at y'all like, oh my little baby brother and baby sis, they just doing the thing. They're like, so they're grown, right? Like whatever, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at them just, and I do miss y'all. And I'm glad this was a lot of fun being able to talk with y'all, like whether I just doing the Discord or whatnot. But this is really cool. I am so proud of what you guys have going with this. Look forward to see more of it. And I'm so my bad, Nighthawk. Like I've been looking at your shirt. I'm like, I'm gonna say something like, "That's a fire shirt." That's a fire, but I never want to know when to, because we all know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Mega
it's
Man.
Mega Man. We know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But yes, I am super proud of y'all. Glad that you guys have been able to keep your head straight with all this stuff because it is a lot. And let it just be known, I feel with all of us in the community, if anything ever comes up or you feel like you need to just talk to somebody to vent without it being a thing, like by all means, just hit one of us up or hit me up and be like, girl, am I the only one crazy? Because I'd be like, girl, I've been crazy. So what's your crazy? You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa, whatever it is. So, because we're all just trying to make it and all that kind of good stuff. So thank y'all so much. This is really cool.
Yes, and thanks for everyone in the chat stopping by, chiming in, even some of the new people in the chat.